Hey y'all, we're back, y'all. We back with another reaction, y'all. Oh my goodness. These guys are really fighting for their lives. And I like this. I like this. Welcome, y'all. Welcome back. Excuse me, y'all. It's not a cold, y'all. It's my sinuses. Okay. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back to another Julio Foolio quad murder trial phase two. Um, these guys is really trying to save their life, and I like that. And I like how they fighting. It the pride not even in the way. Y'all, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel. This is just a recap what's going on, y'all. Today you'll get a chance. If you've seen this already, you don't have to watch it again if you don't want to. But it's really mainly for my subscribers who missed it and people who will have to work and all that kind of good stuff. Uh, like I said, welcome to the channel. Uh, it is live. You're gonna. I listen to the parents. You're gonna hear the parents take the stand. If it ain't the mothers and grandmothers, if not the grandmother, is father of each individual kids is going to take the stand and they're going to speak. And believe it or not, Sean got help for himself. And I see nothing wrong with that, especially when they talking about giving you the death row. I doubt if they get the death row, but you never know which way the you never know which way the jury is going to go. You know what I mean? So you can't say this and you can't say that. All right, y'all. 1 second, y'all. Let me get some water, y'all. Cause I got my sinuses. Don't start. Soon I got live. They want to start. Um, and what I like about what I like about the trial, y'all, is a lot about this penalty. What I like about the penalty part is when this is a learning process. I don't care how old or young you are. When you got parents doing the best they can, let me catch my breath. And you got the your mom doing the best she can, dad doing the best he can for you. Uh, Anybody else trying to lead you to the right path in life, you need to sit down and make a choice and a decision. What are you going to listen to them? Which direction you're going to take? And I like in this trial right here, in the penalty trial, is the boys don't have an option. They had an option, but this time they have another option. They have an option. I apologize. They do have an option, and one of the option is that they fighting for their lives. They are really fighting for their life. And y'all, these boys not but 20 years old. Golly. You know what I was doing at 20 years old? Working and having a good time. Enjoy the reaction. And I'm gonna be talking, doing my reaction, not talking, reacting. Uh, some of my comedy is gonna come in. All right, this should back something. I'll put it right here. All right, yeah. You know my comedy is gonna come in on it, honey. It is what it is. Let's see what they are wearing today. Ah, yeah. Let's see the little spirit today in the courtroom. Let's see what's going on, y'all. What's going on? All right. See what's going on. And the reason why I named it Julio Foolio Quad, and I never seen nobody else, nobody else made that up. On the reason why I put Quad, because it's four of them, and they fighting for their lives. Like I said once again, I'm proud of I'm proud of the guys because they're not putting their pride in the way. You know what I mean? Uh, I put it on style. Hold on, yeah. And my favorite out the whole bunch. Uh, I can just wipe him upside the head. That's Davion Murphy. Davion Murphy is one, and he ain't gonna be able to get his last drink, but he gonna have to get the drink what they have inside and last smoke. He like drinking smoke. I'm trying to skip it a little bit. I don't know why I keep starting. There go Davion. This set up there and did something wrong, Davion. You in your 30s. I think you in your early 30s. Come on, man. You threw your life away like that, David. You better be fighting for your life the right way. It just seemed like they want attention, but they got it the gangster way. You know what I mean? I don't want to, I don't like talk bad on people, but especially when they're young like them, I try to talk to young guys all the time, y'all. I give young guys love all the time because people don't get on the same love like they give girls. So I know they need love, but they think different from us. But all you can do is talk to them, and just as long as you know that you put in their head how they know the real life, how is it after high school. This is one thing that I taught in high school was health education, and we talk about stuff like the preventing and making good decisions. Make the decisions and everything, choices, good choices, all the time. So yeah, that was David Young, y'all. Trying to skip it, but I don't want to skip over. I don't want to skip over them.
It's so easy to become a podcaster with you just need a concept and a way to record it.
The stand. I think Sean is so remarkable what he did. I think but Sean, you had an option because you got very good parents. All of you have great parents that love you, but wow, boy, you ain't but 20. Jeez, your life just started. What were you thinking about? Oh wow, man, they just got out of high school, y'all. How do you? And you know what? And it's easy to get off track. You know what I mean? And I used to always tell my children before they leave to go to school, I love them. Think about me and my expectation. The teachers can't give you no attention. That's not their job. If you want some attention, bring your work on, and I do the best I can. And now we have Rashad Murphy is the oldest one out the bunch. Now, Rashad, it didn't matter to you at that time that this situation happened, but to be honest with you, Rashad, we do make mistake, but this is the worst mistake out of your life that you made. It seemed like to me y'all are easy to control. I don't know why they chose y'all four crybabies to conduct this crime, but you were having a good time when you did it. You know, young kids, watch what you put inside your system. Sometimes what you put inside your system help you make the wrong decisions. And it easy to get off track. I'm just talking to the younger group because I love y'all. And that's why God wanted me to lead y'all this way since I don't retire the other way. I'm here for y'all this way. So young guys and young girls, y'all are welcome to my channel. Um, Not the baby though, but 18 and up. My channel is for 18 and up. 18 and over. And you know what? I always talk about decision making. Think before you react. I know it is so hard, but when you are thinking, because you want to be big time, you want to be on top of the world, you want to be the boss. At the level, whatever your choices and decisions that you made, but you got to think about the consequences. And when you make decisions, you do have time to react on those decisions. Y'all can't say ATK 1200 blocks made y'all go out here and commit this crime. It was you. It was you who did it. And I I look at these guys, y'all personality in the courtroom right here. Each one of those dudes has a different personality. And who do your fool to your mom come to my mind? It could have been vice versa. It could be turned around the other way. But y'all could have did something different. It didn't take all of y'all to go out there and take that man life like that. I know Julio wasn't no strawberry cheesecake. I know that, but that's not the point. The point is the decision that y'all made to go out there and to conduct this crime. Because you had time, because it was premeditated. So don't get tired. I used to tell my kids, and I had five, three girls and two boys. I love them to death. That's why they caught God forgiven that they turned out to be good kids, and they raising their kids. Awesome. But I used to tell my children and parents, if you listen now, tell your kids they will never get tired of hearing your mouth until they come out of high school. I used to tell man, you gonna hear my mouth till you get out the 8th grade. Yes. And y'all, we're gonna strive for a super chat goal. Is 50 super chats. I'm just a type that I like to challenge and I'm just gonna go for it. You can get a chance to conduct your own live uh, with your cash out, but the live has to provide the policy. We'll talk about the policy uh, that YouTube has. Okay, so if you're interested in that, you can do that too. Okay, support the super chat. Look at Davion. Got his suit on. I wonder what their little minds thinking, y'all. I wonder what they're thinking now. I wonder what they thinking. David Young got everybody's name on his neck. He got everybody's name on his neck. Everybody he don't shot. Everybody was in 1,200 blocks. Y'all usually to me, scary kids sometimes join gangs. You know what I mean? To protect themselves. They don't feel protected to me. So they join a gang. They dive into something that they thought it was like cream and sugar, and it's not like that. So they turn their love to somewhere. I don't understand. I don't understand how these quad hooked up, y'all. It's four of them and they different ages. The oldest two are the Murphy brothers, and then you choose two young ones. You chose somebody is the somebody in this thing is the mastermind person, and what the mastermind person did in this case was took two young ones and conducted with two older ones. They knew that the two young guys, Isaiah, what's up, Isaiah? I see you over there with your white turtleneck on, your blue jacket. They chose two young. The two youngest is Isaiah and Sean. What they did when they conducted this crime allegedly, and these are my opinions, and my opinions not necessarily based on facts, but allegedly to my thinking, uh, I noticed something in this quad murder. They took two young guys. The two youngest was Isaiah. And you think Isaiah worried about nothing? No. He the youngest. He young. I don't know if him or Sean 20. And he ain't no more than about 20 himself. But still, they took two young guys, the weakest two young guys, the coolest two young guys with good families, and they took the gangsters, Rashad and the Murphy brother and cousins. Think about that, y'all. Who can survive longer in this case? Who will survive the longest? The two youngest ones. Sean right here, Sean and Isaiah. So I'll go chase Sean and Isaiah to go help me commit a murder because they the youngest. They just got out of high school. Now Rashad, he knew exactly how it could have been a turnout because he's more brighter than them. Rashad could have thought better. He could have came out better than this, but he's older than them, and I would expect him to make a better choice. But he must didn't care. I don't know if they got paid. I don't know how did they come about to go with these two older guys. Rashad and they young. How they choose to go with these two guys? How did they get with these two guys? Because they wanted to be like ATK, allegedly. And y'all got to learn to listen, young people. Y'all got to learn to listen and stop saying just because somebody older than you, that's what they supposed to do, guide you. Because they don't been through stuff. Older people been through things, okay? And they knew how to avoid things. And I'm talking to the younger crowd out there, y'all. I'm not talking to the old cats. I'm talking to my younger crowd. Because the guy, he was young. He was the Uber for me the other day, Uber driver. he mentioned something that what the way he wasn't taught. He kept on saying that we was talking about this case. He brought up that he wasn't raised like to do this, and they wasn't telling him that and then. And I said, well, my children were raised different. I was raised different, and Sean come from a military family. I don't even know how he got screwed up. My father was military. Worked for the government. So, and my auntie was a lawyer. But I had a brother that he in and out of jail, but he did, he made not good decisions at times, but he wasn't no jail person. He never shot nobody or nothing like that, but he was, in a group. But it just the direction is one out of every crowd. It's one out of every crowd. I don't care if you had one child. It's something. Party, they so young. God, dog. Wow. And seeing Sean was drinking. Sean got out the car with ATK, drinking that Julio with ATK. He opened the door for ATK. Then he closed the door for ATK. He was drinking it. So I don't feel sorry for them at all. Cause they did it. That's what they already been convicted, but they fighting for their life. The death row. Um, I doubt if they get the death row.
Okay, students here, defense counsel's here. We have an issue with one of the jurors we need to discuss. So I'm going to ask that this not be broadcast. It's a confidential.
Yeah, what? They turned out the radio out the thing. She mentioned she mentioned something, y'all. They turned it off. She having trouble with one of the jurors, so and they turned it off. I think Sean allegedly wants to be another ATK. I really do. I really do. Because to me, just I'm not. I'm just trying to read him. I've been trying to read him. It's like he used to having his way. He used to get away with stuff. He's smart. He's a thinker, and he got caught up. I have heard some of the younger guys that really experienced who don't be locked up before don't be in jail. But y'all think they're not telling you what to do. They just trying to help you make good decisions. And they make sense what they saying because they saying the same thing I'm saying. But I get straight to the point. Because that's how life is when you come out of high school. Get a job, young people. McDonald's, Burger King, Red Lobster. They got all kinds of different restaurants with benefits and grow in that division. Go get your trade. I always need mechanic. Get out from around each other, drinking and smoking every day, and holding guns in your hand. Look at David Yowen, a big baby. They beyond this one guy. Something went on. They beyond. You know, you old. You in your 30s now. Once you hit 30, once you hit 30, you're supposed to be settled in life. That's you too old to be. You were young then, but you too old to be going through this. Especially when somebody talking about shooting. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. I'd be like, no, not me. Look at Isaiah, one, the youngest one. He ain't worrying about nothing. He ain't got nothing but time. But I don't think nobody want to spend their life in prison. They thought they were gonna get away with this crime. But you didn't take the tag out the car. Then you was on set. Them cell phones gonna get y'all in trouble. And the trackers on cars and all that kind of stuff like that, y'all was set up to get caught and don't even know it.
Who is it? Okay. No. And before we get going, I believe it's Miss. Is it Miss Lyles? Lyle. Lyle is the mother of Mr. Gathering. Timmy, you had a talk with her and Mr. Gathering's sister about the need to maintain composure on this. I recognize this is a very stressful situation. They do. But I did have the opportunity to watch Miss Lyle testify in the Alicia Andrews case, and again, I understand the stress she's under, but it, there were times that really I should have intervened because she was talking over the attorneys and not listening to the question, and I really don't want to have to do that at this phase for Mr. Guthrie. Okay, so I'm just assuming you've spoken with her. Okay, that's fine. Okay, very good. All right, I think yes.
Yesterday of Dr. Rubino, and also when I deposed Dr. Eisenstein, which was a couple of months ago, I think about 3 or 4 months ago, actually 2 months ago, they both referenced hospital records that we had reviewed. Dr. Rubino brought it up in his deposition yesterday. We have a massive amount of documents that were provided in this case, and it was provided very timely. I'm not complaining about those, but I can't find those medical records. They're from, I believe, U.F. Shands Jacksonville Council. Is that right? Okay. Yes.
Where are the records? You have them in court. That's fine, and then we can make arrangements to have someone over here make copies. Okay,
Or,
so
could you send them to me? I'm sorry, Your Honor. Could you send me digitally a digital copy? Okay.
okay,
All right. Good enough.
okay, very good. Okay, all right. So let me make sure the witness is on the Zoom, and then we'll bring in our jury. Hello, Mr. Harrington. Can you hear me? Yes, yes, we can. So we are ready to proceed. We're going to bring in our jury, and the clerk's going to step around and swear. Okay? All right, let's bring in our jury.
This is a big experience, y'all, for these boys, especially Sean
Okay, very
and
good.
Isaiah.
Welcome back, everybody. We are ready to proceed. Our next witness is going to appear via Zoom. And if the witness, Brian Harrington, would please raise your right hand so the clerk can swear you in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony in this class will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you. Put your hand down and you may proceed. Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thank you. Would you please introduce yourself to the jury and spell your name for our court reporter?
Yes, my name is Brian Harrington, Bryan. Last name Harrington, Herrrington.
Thank you, sir. And how do you know Sean Gathright?
John Gathright is my stepson. I also live
Okay. So, are you currently married to his mother or previously?
previously.
Okay. So tell me when did you guys get married or when did you meet Sean?
I met Sean in early 2009 when we were stationed in Okinawa, Japan. He was 3 years old.
You were in the service along with his mother?
I was in Air Marine Corps.
So you met Sean at 3 and then were you in his
Until 2020, yes, ma'am.
and is that when you divorced?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you maintain a relationship with Sean after that divorce?
Unfortunately, not.
Tell me about Sean as a child.
As a child, he was very vibrant, always inquisitive about things, a very good student. He always wanted to learn, even at a young age. Loved sports, particularly football and basketball. We tried to get him involved in everything we possibly could, which he took to. And just say all around a very delightful, very respectful young man. And it was very just joyous to be around him. I really do like Sean, love Sean. And so, very good child.
Did you guys have a good relationship?
I think so, yes.
Were you involved in any?
That was left up to the mother. I had no disciplinary encouragement whatsoever.
And to the best of your knowledge, was he to get a relationship while you were the stepfather with his biological father at all?
Yes, they still maintained relatively good contact.
And what was Sean, how was he behavior-wise? Did he cause any problems?
Never caused any problems whatsoever.
You indicated that you liked sports, mostly football. Do you have any memories that you want to share with the jury about either any sports or anything that Sean did growing up that you find important or memorable?
Well, he's a relatively average football player. We tried to, get him to do everything. I tried to get him in baseball. He didn't really take baseball, but he really did like football, particularly the Baltimore Ravens, which he referred to not only to embarrass him, but Baltimore Raisins. And so that was always a joy to hear him talk about that. As far as basketball is concerned, he loved basketball. He always wanted to have the ball and score as many points as possible. But very good child growing into his teens. He maintained that drive and that motivation to be as best as he possibly could when it came to athletics.
And what about in school? Do you recall how he did in school?
He did very well in school. Very smart. As a matter of fact, when we moved to Lejeune in North Carolina, we were actually trying to get him to skip a grade because he was doing so well. Very smart. And again, since I was Air Force, I was trying to get him to possibly prep for the Air Force Academy or so forth because I'm a little biased that way. But I didn't let that dissuade him at all. But he very, very good in school. I'm very proud of his grades and the way he performed. In fact, he kind of taught me because that was around the time that Common Core was starting to rear its head, and he actually had to start thinking about outside the box, about how to come up with 2 + 2 = 4, members and also military dependents. I think we're used to moving every 2 to 3 years. So it's always a brand new opportunity to meet new individuals, different cultures, see and experience different things. And again, that's what we opened him up to, him and his sister. And I think we did a relatively good job. But he was always, he never got disgruntled. He never got upset. He never got depressed. He just, he rolled with everything the best that he could, which was a relatively good job. And so never had any problems with that. It's a good movie.
What any memories, specific memories that you want to share with the jury about time traveling or anything specific about Sean growing up?
Sure. Well, I'm an active commercial pilot, only a small airplane, of course. But I've always taken them flying the family. And we, for instance, in Okinawa, we went to every single island within 167 miles of Okinawa. And again, it was for them to experience cultures. But the thing is, my point is, he would love to travel. I don't think he really enjoyed being in a small airplane. But once we destination and everything, he was just overzealous. See what was going on, to experience the culture. Even when we moved to the States, we still maintained that travel arrangement of I tried to fly them everywhere we possibly could. And again, it was to have him experience things that a lot of people don't see. For instance, I remember when we flew to Kitty Hawk, we just happened to wake up one day and said, "Hey, you want to go see where the Wright brothers first flew?" And this was in so anyway, we rented an airplane, we flew up to Kitty Hawk. We toured the facilities of the Wright brothers, and he was very interested in that, which pleased me because it was aviation based. But and then of course the food, we never left hungry. But really good memories. A lot of them were about traveling, camping, outdoor activities, and again, the athletics, going to his games. I don't know if you know what the PAL is. The Police Action League, I think is what it stands for. But he played in those basketball leagues, and so I always enjoyed going to his basketball games. And so far, there was so much to enjoy.
And I know you said you haven't, since the divorce from his mother in 2020, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
You haven't had much of a relationship or contact with him, but have you spoken at all over those last few years?
Well, unfortunately not. I wish I would have tried to maintain contact with him, but at the time, I don't think there was reason. And it wasn't his fault, it was my fault.
What about moving forward? Are you open and really want to have a relationship with him moving forward?
Oh, absolutely. I would love to talk to him every single day if I could. And assist him, give him guidance, give him feedback, advice, whatever. Like I said, on paper he's my stepson no longer, but I still consider him as my son, and I love him very much. And so yes, I definitely want to be in his life.
Yes. Mr. Harrington, for the 11 years when you were with his mother, it sounds like that you had a very loving, supportive relationship with Sean Gaffrey. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You went to his games, and it sounds like you went on a lot of trips with him. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you also saw that he was in a loving relationship with his mother.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
There was no abuse or anything like that in the household.
No, ma'am, not at all. That would not be tolerated.
And you supported him and offered him advice during that time period.
Yes, ma'am, that's right.
I know you further, Your Honor. Okay, thank you, Mr. Harrington. Your testimony is concluded, so you can log off your Zoom, all right?
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a great day.
You too. Any other Zoom witnesses at this time? Okay, so we're good. Do we have Zoom witnesses at all today? We do, okay.
Yeah, that was Sean. Got the right Sean, stepfather. Uh, yeah, this kid right here enjoyed the fame and the attention from the loved ones.
Okay. And who's going to be your next witness? Okay.
I think we got to give our young men's attention, y'all. We got to. I mean, God, daddies, we need y'all fathers in these kids' life. Real fathers, not just any man. Real fathers in these kids' life. That not going to X them out. You know what I mean? Talk to the young men. Y'all got to talk to these young guys. Don't bash them. Understand what they saying to y'all. Because sometimes the communication can be wrong in a relationship, with your parents' relationship, or either with your loved ones' relationship. Y'all got to listen to what the kids are saying. All of these are Sean's Gathright family. They did their best to try to do everything good for their kid. And it happened. So all kids who do make bad decisions are not always don't always have bad parents. Okay. Now let's see who she is.
It's so easy to become a father. First, thank you. Talking to the microphone. Okay.
You may proceed. Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon. Morning. All right. Good morning, ma'am. State your name for the record and make sure you live up to that microphone because it's hard to hear sometimes. Lisa Gathright. Spell your name for a court reporter. LisaGathright. And Ms. Gathright, what is your relationship to Sean Gathright?
He's my grandson.
So is his father your son?
Yes, he is.
And can you tell me a little bit about your relationship with Sean? Obviously, you're his grandmother, but are you close with Sean? Have you been his whole life?
I've been very close to Sean ever since he was born.
Have you been involved in his life since he was young?
Yes, his parents were both in the military and they were deployed, and there were times when both of the kids stayed with me for extended periods of time. He went to school in the town where I live, and
Where do you live?
I live in Oxford, Mississippi.
Did you live there when he was growing up as well? You've been there?
Yes,
Okay. So he would come and stay with you, live with you and go to school?
yes, ma'am.
Can you tell us a little bit?
He was a fun kid. He has a great sense of humor, a wonderful personality. He's just all around good kid.
Did he get in trouble?
No, he was very well liked by everyone around us. The neighbors all liked him.
How long do you think, or I know it's probably different time frames with the parents being deployed, but how give us kind of an idea of how long he would be living with you, or
Well, there had been times where they were there for a whole school term, and then for last, like when he was in high school, he was with me for about a year and a half.
would you spend how
Yes, we did a lot of traveling together on the holidays, and I was always there with him whenever I could be.
Mm.
we heard yesterday about Sean traveling overseas with some programs that he was involved in? What do you know about that?
The first time that he went, I went with him, and we went to uh, Ireland and Scotland, and it was a wonderful, very educational trip.
Did Sean like to travel?
He loves to travel.
How was he in school?
Very good. He made good grades. He was not any kind of a problem student or anything.
What kind of interests did he have, if you can remember? Was he into sports or music or?
He liked photography. He was very into photography, and he started a couple of his own little businesses. He was detailing cars and
pressure washing people's houses, and he bought his equipment with money that he had saved from jobs that he had worked.
With his parents being deployed and having to live with you and go to school and then he would leave, how did he adjust to that? Was there any issues with it?
He adjusted very well. I think he felt like my home, well, he knew it was his home, and he felt very comfortable and at ease there.
What about your son as his father, Sean's father? What was his relationship with him like?
Volatile.
What do you mean by that?
Physically and verbally abusive.
At what ages?
Early teens. Well, probably before that.
What would he do? What do you mean by volatile? What would happen?
Well, one time Sean was out in California with his dad, and his dad called him. He was in a panic, and he said, "Sean has ran away." And I said, "What are you talking about?" And he said he went in the bedroom, and he opened the window, and it was a first floor apartment, and he got out, and he went to the park with his suitcase. And I called Sean, and I said, what's going on? And he told me that they had had a fight, and that my son had physically abused him. And I talked to him, and I tried to calm him down, and I convinced him to go back to the apartment and stay there. And then we made arrangements not long after that for him to leave from California and come back to Mississippi or Florida. I can't remember which one.
Why did you have him go back if his father was physically abusive?
Well, he was. I'm in Mississippi. He's in California. My son was remorseful. He's always remorseful at the time, but the behavior still continued. And I just felt like at the time that was the only thing I could do myself, just to get him to go back.
And had anywhere else to go in California?
Yeah.
And was that the only time that anything happened, or did that seem to be kind of the basis?
No, we were out in California visiting one time, and my son has another younger son, and we were at the pool, and his little brother kept splashing water on him, and Sean kept telling him to stop splashing, and even his mom told him to stop splashing. Well, he continued, and so Sean splashed water back at him, and my son saw that, and he went into a rage, and just ruined the whole time together. One time we were out there, and he physically abused his daughter. He slapped her.
Is Sean's sister Nabaya his daughter as well?
Yes.
Do you still have a relationship with Sean's father?
No.
For those reasons?
Yes.
Do you think that had an impact on Sean, or did he have other male role models in his life?
My late husband was a wonderful role model for Sean, and Sean loved his papa. And there was a lot of men in the church community that took Sean under their wings and tried to mentor to him. One of my neighbors, they all love Sean.
With defense 1, A through Q.
Okay.
One, A through Q, and just tell me details. Do you recognize these?
Yes. Okay. Yes.
I'm asking you questions about this. Your Honor, this time I would ask to move these into evidence. Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
I'm going to go through some of these photos, and you can just tell us what you remember about them. I'm showing you. This is 1A.
That was when we were in London.
And who's in this photo?
That's Mr. Edwards, Sean's guidance counselor, and his sister Navaya.
That was in London, and you were on that trip?
Excuse me?
It was in London, you said?
Yes.
What about this one? Do you remember where that one was?
I wasn't on that trip, but that was when he went to South Africa.
With Mr. Edwards again?
Yes.
I think this might have been around the same time.
That looks like the Sean.
How old do you think he was in that picture?
Probably maybe 16 or 17.
Oh, he was 17 right there. 3 years younger.
That looks like that was in Scotland.
Did you go on that trip with Sean?
Yes.
And that's Mr. Edwards again?
Yes.
Okay. How old was Sean there approximately?
Probably 15.
That was one of those trips to the program with his school?
Yes. That looks like the Africa trip.
They were involved with some humanitarian work there?
Yes.
And how old did you say Sean
I
was?
think he was 16 or 17. Same there.
Mr. Edwards again?
Looks just like his daddy.
Where's this one?
That's in Ireland.
And is that Sean here?
Yes.
And then, I don't do you know the other people or no?
I don't know any of those other ones.
Were you on that trip with him as well?
Yes.
How old do you think Sean was there?
I think 15.
That was one J. That might have been South Africa again.
I believe so.
He took a lot of photos without you. What about that one?
That was on a cruise that he and Mr. Edwards took.
Where did they go on that cruise?
Down to the Caribbean. I'm not exactly sure what islands they went to.
And how old do you think Sean was here?
Probably around 14.
And then this is a little bit blurry, but it's pretty in the background. Were you on this trip?
Yes.
Okay, I'll ask you where you went.
That was Paris.
Paris?
Yes.
And how old was Sean when you went to Paris?
I think around 16 or 17.
So a lot of these trips were kind of in the same, I know it was only certain grades at that school, right?
Right.
So a lot of the trips were close together in time.
Yeah, so I think they traveled once a year to different places.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness again?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
You're asked to admit defense 3A through C and then publish for the jury. Any objection? No objection, Your Honor. Okay. And Ms. Catherine, who's in this photo?
Sean and I.
Okay. Looks like maybe holiday time.
Yeah.
Tell me about why
That was around Thanksgiving because of my.
picture for you?
I'm not a very photogenic person. I don't like my pictures.
So you look like you're having fun.
Oh, he makes me smile. 16 or 17.
And I'm going to show you 3B. Who's in this photo?
That was Nabaya and Sean and their dog. He loved those dogs. He used to put clothes on them. Their stepdad's clothes.
And how old do you think Sean and Navaya were there?
Probably, he was probably 11, 10 or 11.
Looks like there's another little dog over here.
Yeah.
Is that your dog?
No, I have a German Shepherd.
And then this last one you provided to us, we've heard a lot about Sean and his businesses. What is this?
That was when he would do detailing of cars.
Was this like a little flyer that you would
Yes, he made up all of his advertisements.
What would you say Sean had a good work ethic?
He had a very, very good work ethic. One time we live about 2 miles from the country club, and Sean was working there, and he would sometimes ride his skateboard. He would take the back roads and ride his skateboard to work, and it was hills and up and down. It was not an easy task.
Ms. Catherine, I know your grandson. It seems like you had a pretty good relationship with him, and you said he made you smile. What do you want the jury to know about him and his character?
He's just a very
loves to eat. We were on a trip out in Texas one time, and we were in the Grapevine, Texas, and I was in a shop, and we were getting ready to leave, and the clerk asked if we had any more questions, if we needed to know anything else, and he said yes. Where's a good place to eat? And that was the kind of things that he would talk about. And one year, it was New Year's Eve, and I have a poll, and every year we have this little contest, and it's to see who was going to be the first one in the pool for the season, and then who's going to be the one that stays in the longest. So it was about 2 minutes before midnight, and Sean jumped in the pool in December in Oxford, and it was cold. And so he got out, and then about a minute after midnight, he jumped in. So his record stands. It can't be broken.
Is the last one in and the first one in?
Right.
Here, I may have a moment.
Yes.
I'll pass the witness. This got great. It sounds like you had a loving, wonderful relationship with your grandson. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And I know that you have talked about your son and his relationship with Sean was not a good one. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Characterization. That's a fair statement. That they
Yes,
did not
yes.
have a good relationship.
Right.
Sean didn't live with his father, though. Is that correct?
Just for maybe a month or so at a time.
It was visits and at most a couple of months. Is that
Yes.
correct? And because of the nature of the relationship, Sean could not stay with him. Is that correct?
That's
It
correct.
sounds like you and your husband provided that alternate home whenever his mother would be off overseas.
Yes.
And you and your husband, your late husband, were very supportive and loving to him during that time. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you've told us that there were members in your church that were also there to provide him with support and mentorship.
That's correct.
You felt that was important, that he had that support. Is that true?
Yes.
You also gave him the gift of travel, the love of travel. Is that correct?
Yes.
You went on many trips with him,
Yes.
not just to the photos that we saw there, Scotland and Ireland. Isn't that true?
That's true.
There were other trips as well as in the United States.
Yes.
You traveled a lot with him.
Yes.
The relationship with his sister. Is that correct?
Yes.
And from the time that he did have a relationship with his stepfather, Brian Harrington, that was also a very positive, loving, respectful relationship.
Yes.
I have nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. You're free to go. Thank you. I think you're a little more photogenic than you give yourself credit for. And who's going to be your next witness? Okay.
Wouldn't it be nice that if you can get your kid to listen to you before they make their decisions, bad decisions, wild decisions, you know, choices and decisions. Wow. It'll be real nice if they can listen to y'all now, then later. You know what I mean? It's a trip how reality kicks in when look at all the pretty grandmamas and stuff. You know, who it is coming in and struggle, girl. Go, honey. Ooh, look at her. She a nice looking lady. They hating on her. She fine, pretty. Ooh, got her going. Oh, look at her go, girl. They.
You may proceed. Your Honor. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning. State your name and spell your name for our court reporter.
Damali Lyle. Damali.
Just make sure you speak up. Sometimes it's hard to hear. Just get close to the microphone if you can. Okay.
Turn the
How
mic
are
up.
you related to Sean Gathright?
Sean is my son. I'd like the jury to know that my son is a hardworking person, a hardworking young man. He's intelligent. He's driven. He has a wonderful work ethic.
She's so pretty.
I want the jury to know that this is not, I believe what has been presented is not my son.
Yeah, I'm gonna sustain the objection. Listen, I tell you what, I need the jury to step up.
All right.
Sean like this, don't like this a fame, don't you, Sean? Your mama don't you oh Sean, why you do your mama like that?
Okay, so Lyle, I just want to first acknowledge that I recognize but the jury has determined your son's guilt. That issue's been settled. We're not going to revisit that in front of the jury. So I just want to encourage you with regards to your penalty phase testimony. The best thing you can do for your son is just express all of the wonderful characteristics about him. Okay? And how deeply you love him and how deeply he's loved by his family. This is not the time to be readdressing any of the facts in this case. So, all right, I just want to make sure that's clear because I don't want, I want to allow Ms. Finkelstein the chance to ask you the questions she wants to ask you and for you to relay this important information to the jury. But if we start going sideways into issues that are not pertinent to this phase of the trial, then the state's going to have to object, I'm going to have to rule, and then it just really, unless it's the impact.
Come on, Judge. Come on.
I just have one question. If I say, well, what I was going to say is, this is not the son that I know. Is that
That's
part
fine.
of the
That's fine. I think because you did testify previously in the co-defendant's case, I think just based upon that, I suspect the state is a little concerned that we're going to start down. And so just as long as we all understand what we're
Come on, Judge. Stop too long.
Okay, all right. I can kind of guide you through it. Okay, just what he said, presented, and then not expected evidence. We don't want to talk about the evidence like that.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Let's bring the jury back in. Okay, and T, well, let's okay, let's go ahead. We'll just take our own quick 5-minute comfort break. Okay, so Ms. Law, we're just going to take a restroom break since there's a number of jurors that are using the restroom, and so you are welcome. You can stay there, but you don't have to. But because you've not yet been cross-examined, if you step down, you can't talk to anybody at all about anything related to this case. So yes, okay, well, yes, it's up to you. You can stay or you can step down. It's fine. The most important thing is you can't talk to anybody about the case. Okay, very good. All right, make it more like
Whew. Going on.
Trying to figure out. No, here we go. So when he started college the first semester, he went to FSU. So the first semester, I took the first semester, and but his grades were not that good. Like he was doing, I think it was like C's and stuff like that. And I said, hey, if you don't, I was like, I'm not paying for another semester. Washington photography. He did social media for a few of the clubs here in Jacksonville. He did player highlight reels for basketball players. There's like a flag football, it's like a youth football league for Park. He did a highlight reel for that, and when the director saw the highlight reel that he did, they asked him to kind of become their overall like media person. So the players would pay him like $25 to take photos of their, highlights during the game, or like $50 for like a video, and he would put that together.
That was his own little business.
That was his own little business, yes.
What was he? What did he go to school for? Do you remember what he started?
He got into media when he was at Julio Foolio, and I had no idea that would become such a passion of his. But he wanted to be a news anchor, and then he decided that he just wanted to get into film and photography. So he wanted to go to LA Film School, and he wanted to get into filmography like that.
You described Sean as being driven. And what was his relationship like with his siblings or any other family members?
Him and his sister, they're very close. Even though they're 2 years apart, of course they had their disagreements, they had their arguments and everything like that. But at the end of the day, they were so completely loyal to each other that if they stuck up for each other, even though at home, they tell each other to like, shut up and get out of the room and stuff like that. But outside, they are so loyal and so loving with each other.
You described earlier that Sean was helpful. Do you think that he could be a good mentor?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
What about your relationship with Sean now? And obviously, you were close with him growing up, and he lived with you, when you weren't employed. But have you maintained a close relationship with him as you've gotten into his own?
Yes. Yes, I have. He's become the that, like I said, that like no, I don't think this is a good idea.
He's so supportive of you.
Oh yeah, he's still supportive of me. I was supportive of him forever.
Relationship with him moving forward.
Oh, forever, forever.
I'll pass it.
Questions?
About it in a minute.
Miss Lyle, your son also went to sides that brief period of time where he wasn't doing so well. And he traveled a lot throughout growing up.
Yes, as a part of being in the military.
You said that he had a close group knit of friends, is that correct?
Yes,
And later, is that true, ma'am?
yes.
And you didn't
What?
have any concerns about his close relationship with Mr. Chance.
Okay, and this would be excused.
So him, I seen his mom and his father. I'm confused. That's his mother. Father was black. The mama was black. Sean got mixed in him. I don't know what they talking about. No, they must didn't say that right then. That must have been his stepmama or either his mother. But I guess his stepfather. Wait a minute. I'm confused. I'm confused. Let me shut up. I'm confused. I'm confused. I got confused. Sean mother is dark like me. Now let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. I seen the father. The father was a black man, right? Oh, Lord, I ain't gonna do it. Ain't gonna do it. Ain't gonna do it.
All right, you may proceed. My ma'am, good morning. Make sure you pull yourself up so you can't to the microphone and just speak up if you can. Okay? Yes, ma'am. Please introduce yourself to the jury and spell your name for a court reporter. Nevaeh Gathright, Athright. And Miss Gathright, how do you know Sean Gathright? He's my brother. What's the age difference between your older sister and your baby brother? Tell the jury a little bit about your relationship with Sean. Have you guys always got along pretty good? Yeah, I've never been away from Sean. We grew up together. This is my best friend. Ever since he was born, you guys were never separated. We have heard a lot about your parents in the military and some moving around. You guys always stayed together? Yes, we moved a lot, but we've never been apart. So he would go to Mississippi, or you guys would stay with grandma, and you were always with him? Yes, ma'am. So have you always been close? Yes. No fight? Siblings. Tell me about Sean's character. What do you love about Sean? You said he's your best friend. What makes him your best friend? I guess just how little brothers are. They pick on their sisters. He always bothers me, but in the good way. He used to like when we lived in Mississippi, he would come into my room and he would put on all of my sunglasses, or like excuse me, he used to take my little TV on my dresser and he would turn it upside down, and I'd be like, why did you do that? And he'll just walk out. I don't know why. He's a funny person. He's sweet. He's caring. Um, he's always there for me when I needed him. We heard a lot about you guys got to travel together. What did you like about traveling with your brother? Just the fact that I got to experience new things and see the world with him was probably just the best thing ever. Good memories you can carry forward. Yeah. Okay. Now, may I approach the witness? Yes. I'm approaching with the second one. Any objection?
Goodness.
Is that you and Sean? Yeah. How long do you think you were there? Um, this is for the. Oh where is this one? Where's the pantry? It's in Oxford, Mississippi, with my grandma. Come and get the groceries, like low income, kind of, I guess, like EBT people. Um, yeah, we would stock the shelves, bag chickens, put milk in the fridge, and then people would come in and we would make a bag to give to them. That was volunteer work that you guys did? Yeah, for the church. So that's your church. You guys, where are you there? Sandestin, Florida, at the beach. How old were you? 16, I think. Maybe I was 17, 15 and 17. That was his birthday. That was at a restaurant. It was our favorite Japanese restaurant at the time. That was his birthday. We heard a lot about Sean liking to cook. Did he cook for you ever? He never cooked for me.
Good.
But yeah, he was always in the kitchen. He was always making something.
Mhm.
that you guys.
Silly. We just silly.
Flex MBA program. It allows
Sean,
you
how
to
you
design
get
a
messed
program
up in this? Oh,
with
God.
working adult, and it really
Jesus.
helped me accept you.
Everything I'm doing. I think I was 16 here. He was 14. This was a year before that last picture. This was in California. Showing off here. He was showing off his braces. You know, like the Kodak Glee. They do them.
They look like twins.
Yeah. What's happening in this photo? He got his ears pierced at Claire's for the first time. He's like, "Can you hold my hand?" Well, he didn't want me to hold his hand, but I made him. How old was he when he got his ear pierced? I can't. I honestly can't remember.
He missed his sister. Oh my gosh. Sean, why you ain't just reach out to her?
Holiday. Yeah, that was Thanksgiving at my grandma's house. What makes you giggle? Just the fact that he used to do stuff like this with me. Like, he wouldn't do this for anybody else. He wouldn't sit here and pose like that or just be silly. He called it the white
Oh,
belt.
that's sweet. Brothers and sisters.
You
Oh.
guys there? This looks like maybe Christmas time. Yeah. A lot of pictures of you guys kind of holding hands and hugging. Is that reflective of your relationship? Yeah. Oh, this was in California too. You look a little younger there. It's hard to tell. How long do you think you were there?
Mm.
I think you were 12 in this picture. Maybe he was 12 or you were 12.
He was
12.
influenced by others.
Traveling there. Yeah, this is when he went to Scotland and Ireland, and I was dropping him off at the airport. They left on my birthday though. He was sad, so he didn't get to go on that trip. No, he just went with my grandma. Where was this one? This was in Jamaica. What were you doing here? Hanging our clothes we had just washed. Why? By hand. Because we don't have a dryer. They don't have washer and dryer, so you gotta wash your clothes by hand, hang them up on the line to dry. What kind of trip was that? I think that was a family reunion.
This is awesome. Sean, good.
That was
Wow. God.
That looks like you got cut off, but maybe London? Yes, he had the little hat. I was like, smile. He's like, the guards don't smile. Ever. Looks like you still got a little bit out of him, huh? And then would this be his high school graduation? Yes, ma'am. That was in Jacksonville? No, he graduated in Mississippi.
Mm. He graduated in Mississippi.
Yes, ma'am. That's me and my baby shower. When was that? Your first baby? Yes. How many babies do you have? Two. 2 years and 2 months. So this would have been the 2-year-old. Back in what year? Because now it's 2024. In what month? This was in February, but he was born in March. Okay.
You bet I'd be born in March the 18th.
Yeah.
That's my birthday.
You have a sash on like you do? No, that's just his shirt. Yeah. What is that thing? And then when your baby was born in March? Yeah.
Her baby.
How was Sean as an uncle? That just caring, supportive. And helpful.
Oh, that's sweet.
He loves his nephew. He was able to be involved. Take him and just keep him in his room. I have a video of him doing sound on his phone, and he was trying to give him a lineup, like his first haircut, just playing with him.
Let's see.
But be reading to a baby that's not even old enough to carry us.
Mm. I feel like ran. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. My son get messed up. Mm, mm.
How would he help you get something to eat? He would just hold him whenever I was spinning. So you said that you've always been with your brother since he was born, and you guys moved around a lot together. Yes. How's it been without having him around to help you? It's been hard. Um, being a mom, I don't really think about it as much as I know I feel it, just because I'm always doing something to take care of the kids. But like when I sit back and I really think about when I think about what's going on. Okay. I just miss my brother. Do you still maintain a relationship today? Mm-hmm. You're able to talk to him and communicate? Yep. And will you continue to do that? Of course. Hopefully, in whatever way possible, could he still be involved in your kid's life and be an uncle? Of course. You have a moment? Yes. I'll pass the witness. Okay. Question. Yes, Your Honor. Sounds like you have characterized and your brother Sean nice, loving childhood growing up. Is that true, ma'am? You said that. Is that true, ma'am? And specifically, when talking about male role models, you said that he had a wonderful relationship, wonderful godfather. His grandmother, Lisa Gathright, you both had wonderful relations away. Your grandfather, both you and your brother Sean had an amazing, loving, supportive relationship with him as well. When you all were living in Japan, you said that Sean had a lot of activities. He was very good in karate. Isn't that true? Yes. So good, in fact, that he got a blue belt in karate. Yes. So he was able to participate in a lot of activities. Isn't that true?
It's all right to cry, Sean.
Both your mother as well as his grandparents.
So right to cry.
Made sure that he was active and had lots of activities, including sports, traveling. I have nothing further, Your Honor. Okay, redirect. Okay, this one is be excused. Okay.
That's your only sister, Sean. It's okay to cry, baby. I think you can really talk to some young people.
All right. We'll take another quick, 2-minute break. So if you guys.
I believe Sean can be the one that can talk to the young kids that come through the prison system alone, with somebody else because of what he experienced, how it affected the families and him. When you do wrong, young people, you affect your whole family, not only you. So the choices and the decisions that you make, it affect everyone, not only you. Your nieces, your nephews, your cousins, your mom, your father, your grandmother, granddad, dad. And I don't believe that. Now, when I was talking about the father, I noticed that the father, I know he mixed. It's okay. It's all right. Uh, I guess it must have been the grandmother or the mother. Sometimes we grandmothers be saying that's our son. So I got confused there. I seen his. I know they mentioned something about the father. I don't think that the father was allegedly abusive. I think that the father was disciplined. It's the difference between being disciplined to your kid, especially when it's a boy, and being abusive to your kid. So they got to know the difference between the two. You know what I mean? But only thing I can see here is young people, when y'all do something, you listen to your parents when you don't make the wrong decision. When you don't weigh the possible outcome, when you don't think about the consequences. The only thing you think about those dudes that you surround yourself around. Now, Isaiah was his friend. Maybe you should have picked better friends.
Mr. Gaffray, this is another stage of the proceeding where you make the decision and only you get to decide whether or not to testify. Okay? You can choose to remain silent or you can take the stand.
Uh oh.
Would you like to speak with your counsel?
Ooh, he gonna take the stand. Okay, you take the stand.
And has anyone, including your attorneys, threatened you or coerced you or harassed you in any way in order to get you to make this decision? And has anybody made you any promises or assurances regarding what the jury's decision will be in this phase of the trial? And you understand no one can, right? No one can predict what any jury will do at any time. Your attorneys can do their best to advise you, but no one can ultimately. So you understand. Okay. And as far as this stage of the proceedings, will be permitted to testify. But we're not going to revisit necessarily facts because then you risk potentially opening the door and then you can find yourself in a situation where you could be required to answer questions about the case, and that's not what is meant to happen at this stage, and it could ultimately be negatively impactful for you if that were to happen to your student. Okay. Okay. Very good. So you said testify, so that's the one place in.
I don't see nothing wrong with Sean taking a stand. I think if taking the stand is to take him to the next level. Should he go be able to move to the next what you call it? To the next phase, like upper, to another level of jail. But just because if he transferred to another prison, prison is prison. It doesn't matter. Prison is prison. So he can't get he. It's not like he losing it like he winning. It's like they trying not to get him the death penalty. I doubt if he get it, but it would help him to be promoted to another level. Where he can
Very good. Let's go ahead and
teach, work, and kind of like help others. So taking the stand, it's okay. He ain't getting out of prison. So you can cry too, baby. There ain't nothing wrong with crying.
All right.
Okay, very good. Everyone have a seat. All right, Mr. Finkelstein, your next witness is. All right, Mr. Gaffney, please stand up, raise your right hand. Okay, have a seat, and you may.
My name is Sean Gathright, Seangathright. I was born on October 20th, 2005.
Today, and I know that you wanted to address
just want to address the court today, and I'm not here to dispute anything. I'm just here to be a man, take responsibility, and express my feelings about what this whole situation. Um, you know, that's what I plan on doing. I feel very remorseful. You know, um, this is a terrible situation. It's been a traumatic experience. Um, you know,
Yes, it is. So, how old were you when you were arrested?
I was 18 years old.
We heard that you had started some college. Obviously, I didn't get very far, right?
Right.
What have you done since you've been in jail? Is there programs and things you can do there?
So, I've gotten into programs. I've also, I grew up, in church and, in a Christian household. So I refocused my, life to Christ, and, I've taken a lot of religious programs. I've read the Bible from cover to cover. I've tried to, share some word. And, we have prayer circles in the jail and stuff like that. I've led a couple, prayer circles, and I've tried to, kids around my age or, younger, since I'm 20 years old now. When you turn 18, you go to the adult odds and stuff like that. So if I see somebody who I see has a lot of potential and has a chance to keep them from, you know, basically being able to be corrected. As you see, I have a lot of resources and a lot of family that love me, and they've even, asked me like, hey, is there anybody in there who doesn't have somebody like that who, could we send them some money, like, anything like that. So I've tried to, be a vessel for God to pour over my blessings into those around me.
We heard from Mr. Canasta who said that in prison that there is opportunities at times to be a mentor or to orientations and peer-to-peer things like that. Is that something that you'd be interested in doing?
Of course, I definitely want to, try my absolute best to course correct anybody from falling down a path that they don't have to take, especially the youth. I feel like that's my calling that God has put on my heart to, be a mentor to the youth and be a positive influence in this world.
What about those relationships? Like you said, you have a lot of people. Are you able to maintain those relationships now?
Yes, so, everybody who I, maintain a relationship with wasn't able to all be here today or, even testify. But, I talk to them daily, weekly, bi-weekly. I cherish my supporters very deeply. And I want to maintain a relationship with them for the rest of my life.
And I know, we're not going to talk about the case itself, right? But you said that you were taking accountability, you felt remorseful. Tell us what it means by that and what statement you want to make.
To the victim's family, I want to send my deepest condolences and I understand that it's hard losing a child, a best friend, a brother, a cousin, and for that I just cannot say sorry enough. I feel terrible about the situation, but I'm a firm believer that God can use anything for good that the devil wants it for bad, and so I am grateful for the people I've met, for the lessons that I've learned, for just this experience in general, because it's one that I'll never forget, and it's going to shape the rest of my life.
Sounds like there's that saying that's kind of cheesy, but you make lemons out of
Sean, you see what you're taking your mom through?
Jones was young too, wasn't he?
Relatively young, yes, sir.
26, right?
Yes, sir.
That's what the evidence showed us, correct? You were sitting here watching. Yeah. And you want to take accountability now, correct? You want to take accountability now that this jury has found you guilty, correct?
Yes, sir.
Weeks after we went through a trial. Is that your testimony?
This is standing objection.
You indicated this was a traumatic experience. Is that right? That's what you just testified to, correct?
Mm.
Please have one moment, Your Honor.
Yes.
Page 25C. You remember Gino Norris?
Yes, sir.
You remember him? He was also really young when this happened, wasn't he?
I didn't know how old he was.
Early 20s, 22. Would that surprise you?
No, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. Gino Norris is not a gang member. It's Charles Jones' friend from the time they're children.
That's the legal basis. Okay. Come on up, counsel.
See, the prosecutor just did what they told the mama not to do. Come on, prosecutor. You know what to do. You old in these experiences. Come on. Y'all told the mama they go for you too. Y'all already tried him. He's supposed to be talking about the feelings, the remorse of doing the things that he chose to do. Sean, you're so young, boy. You still learning. Y'all young people, y'all please listen to your parents. You got good parents out there, good leaders out there, mentors. Listen to them. You don't know everything. Y'all don't know nothing. Y'all just got in the world. Jesus. And you're falling into the sin. Think you know everything. You don't know nothing.
Xavier Edwards. 25C, Gino Norris. And you saw the autopsy photos of Charles Jones. My question to you is, after you and your friends inflicted that carnage on June 23rd, and as you were running
Right.
States 2059C, this is actually you running to shoot him, but when you were running back past that Tesla, were you feeling a lot of trauma at that point?
I run a podcast goal. No producer.
So long as I try to
Running back with that AR-15 that night, was it traumatic to you as you went back to the car with that AR-15? Was it still smoking? Was it still warm in your hands from firing it?
Sustained objection.
Were you feeling remorse as you were getting back into the Impala?
like I said, I just try to focus on today
Jacksonville to Tampa, correct? I'm working to a point, Your Honor.
Why don't we just
Get to the point.
So this car, this Impala that you drove from Jacksonville to Tampa in with Mr. Chance, Miss Andrews, the one that you drove in tandem with the Silver Cruise, the same car that you utilized to drive the assault team, the shooting team, which you were a part of that night. That same car that you drove around Tampa in the early morning hours for several hours, tracking, stalking, and hunting Charles Jones and his entourage.
sustain?
That same Impala, you drove that to Polk County the next day, and you dropped it at your grandmother's house, right? The same grandmother who came in here last night and testified for you, correct?
Go ahead. You can answer that.
Isn't that correct?
What is the question?
You dropped the Impala, the one that had all of these shooters in it, the one that was utilized in this murder. That was such a vital cog in this plan. You dropped it at your grandmother's house in Auburndale, didn't you?
I'm here to testify about today.
Are you going to answer that question, or are you going to?
Answer the question, Sean.
That's not what I asked. We all understand.
You had all the killers in your car. Talk to them.
I'm asking you specifically, on that car off, at your grandmother's house in Auburndale.
I did go to my grandmother's house.
Were you feeling remorse when you hugged her and got into the Forerunner and left her with the Impala after you wiped it down?
Sir, I'm just telling you that today I would like to express my remorse to
I
the family and to the board.
understand what you're trying to do today. I'm asking you, since you're trying to convince this jury that you
Answer the question, Sean.
feeling remorse that day or later.
No, you didn't.
I don't remember in detail how I'm feeling, what I was thinking.
Now, Sean, you lying, man.
Were you feeling remorse when you were out partying at Club Parlay, celebrating what you had done that day?
That was my sister's birthday party.
What did you feel any remorse while you were drinking Don Julio tequila? Putting that in your video?
Heck no.
I'm here to testify about today, sir. We've all seen the evidence. We've all reviewed everything.
Mr. Chance, it's not time for you now. You've politely answered your counsel's questions. Can you not answer the state's questions? Is there something about my question you don't understand?
I was getting to
I'm sorry, Mr. Baffert, I told you.
I was getting to my answers. Like I said, I've seen all the evidence.
We've all seen all the evidence.
That's true.
After all that evidence came in, this jury based their true verdict on
Made the objection. I think the question on the table was remorse.
Remorse.
and Your Honor.
Just to answer that question.
I'm going to ask you very specifically, okay? So try to focus with a laser beam here, Mr. Baffert. Were you feeling remorse when you were in Club Parlay in Orlando drinking Don Julio? Were you feeling remorse for what you did earlier that day?
I don't remember how I was feeling or what I was thinking.
Were you feeling remorse when you got pulled over in the Forerunner a couple of days later by the police?
I don't remember. I was nervous. I had never been involved in any police.
Feeling remorse when you were unloading the Impala and putting all of that evidence into the Forerunner?
So I told you I don't remember how I was feeling or what I was thinking in those days.
Mr. Gathright, you have led, you would agree with me,
Yes, sir.
you would agree with that, correct?
I would.
You've got a loving mother, correct?
Yes, sir.
A loving sister, correct?
Yes, sir.
You've had two wonderful grandmothers, correct?
Yes, sir.
You would agree with me, right?
Yeah.
I didn't deny that.
One of which, probably, I'm assuming, sacrificed, paid for you to go to that private school, that preparatory school, correct?
Mm-hmm. Ain't gonna get him no credit, Sean.
So it was a map. She supported you going there, did she not?
That's right.
Treated you and parented you basically, didn't she?
Yes, sir.
Took care of you when your parents were deployed, correct?
Yes, sir. At the time, I was living with my grandmother. Both my parents had been either
I
retired
know that, Sean.
out of the military. I was just living there more so. I needed a change of scene, and my relationship with my father wasn't sustainable.
Okay. This is when you're in Oxford with your grandmother.
Yes, sir.
The nice lady we saw earlier.
Yes, sir.
The one that has supported you. Spoke so lovingly about you.
Yes, sir.
So you went to this preparatory school, and whether you got in there through a lottery or not, you would agree with me. Not everybody gets to go to a school like that, correct?
The lottery school the magnet school I went to was in middle school when I was in Jacksonville. The school I went to in Oxford was just a public high school.
A public high school. Okay, my mistake. So you went to that preparatory school in Jacksonville.
Yes, sir.
But again, that school is not something every kid gets to, right?
No, sir.
Not every kid gets to have a counselor and a role model like Mr. Edwards, correct?
No, sir. I was very blessed.
And not many children get to fly in planes with their stepfather, correct?
No, sir.
And fly around in Asia and get to see islands off the coast of Okinawa, correct?
No, sir.
Very
blessed.
You are very blessed, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
And not every kid gets to go to Scotland, right?
No, sir.
Or Ireland,
No, sir.
or Paris,
No, sir.
or London,
No, sir.
or Spain,
No, sir.
Cape Town, or Johannesburg, or both in South Africa.
Cape Town.
Cape Town, beautiful city, right? You got to go experience that when you were growing up, correct?
You want to be a gangster.
Because you had such loving people around you supporting you, correct?
Yes, sir.
In fact, your grandmother went with you on that trip, did she not? Or not on that one, but on the ones that you were in.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And we heard you got to meet up with your sister in one of those trips, correct?
I did. I had the privilege.
So you always had someone there taking care of you. You always had good, strong male role models, including people at your grandmother's church and your stepfather.
Male role models in my life growing up, but in my more formative years, more so 16 to 18, I did not have a relationship with my father, and the male role models that came and testified, they were present, but not intimately as when I was younger, maybe.
What? Oh, I told y'all.
When
I told y'all.
16 to 18, it was
Something happened.
females that actually had that caregiving and nurturing relationship with me. But
I already know what it is.
yes, towards the more recent years, I didn't have that one-on-one and very close relationship with
You had your game, that 1200.
mothers that after the divorce.
You had the 1200 block.
Let me stop you. Okay. Go back to my question. I'm sorry,
Mr. Gafford.
I'm sorry. I keep calling you that, Mr. Dapper. Let me go back to what you said earlier. Between 16 and 18, you didn't have a male role model. Is that what you're telling the jury?
I'm not saying I didn't have any male role models, but day to day, young men need strong.
That's not what I asked. I asked if you had a male role model between 16 and 18.
I had a figure that I could go to, but not intimately.
Mr. Edwards, right?
Yes, sir.
He had stayed in contact with you even when you graduated into high school, correct?
Yes, sir. We definitely maintained a relationship, but
You seem to be pretty enthusiastic about that, right?
yes, sir.
In fact, you went on a cruise with him at some point, did you not?
Yeah, when I was younger, yes, we had a very good relationship.
And then from what you're saying, if I understand it right, the females, I'm assuming you're talking about your grandmothers and your mom stepped into the gap?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Grandmother's mother, sister.
So let me understand. See if I got this right. When you were being brought up, and you were being brought up by a mother who was listed for an officer in the military, officer, wasn't she?
I don't know exactly what her rank is. I know she was a sergeant.
But in the Marine Corps.
Yes, sir.
had a stepfather who was in the Air Force, right?
Yeah, he was.
From the time you were 3 all the way up to when they divorced in 2020.
Yes, sir.
They taught you right from wrong, correct?
Yes, sir.
We heard that from your grandmother,
Yes,
right?
sir. Of course.
Yes, sir. It's wild. She told us the same thing. They brought you up to the church. They taught you about the Ten Commandments. They taught you about right from wrong. Did they not? All right. And they were excellent role models about living your life in discipline.
Look at Sean.
They really didn't have to worry about me.
Well, let me just answer my question.
You think you grown?
What I'm telling you, that they were excellent role models of how to live a moral life.
Yes, sir. They definitely instilled the foundation.
May I have one moment,
See, Sean. I don't want to talk about it. Sean.
Despite having what you call a blessed upbringing, you still find yourself here today, right?
Unfortunately.
Liz, we heard about Mississippi. Was Jacksonville different than where you lived previously?
Jacksonville was unlike any other city that I've lived in or visited or any other country. Cultures, the neighborhoods, the people, it's completely different.
And how old were you when you kind of started experiencing that culture shock?
So when I moved to Jacksonville, I was about 9 or 10 years old. I didn't really know much about what the streets were, quote unquote, the streets were. It was more whenever I got to high school and I wanted to leave the magnet school that I was at. I wanted to be at more of a neighborhood school to be around the people I grew up with, because at the magnet school is just 30, 45 minutes away. I didn't really know anybody. I wasn't as close as people who I grew up with. So around high school, that's when I started hearing about, and seeing, the different things like, drugs and people dying, stuff like that. I was caught completely off guard, but I was curious, like, what is
Miss student.
like I've never experienced.
Come on now. You experienced the highest of the highest. Stop lying.
From a lot of people that knew and you were mature and smart and interested in things. But you were still what? How old around that time?
I was 14, 15. I definitely would consider myself to be smart and mature for my age, but
Still curious.
I was still a young boy. I still am a young man.
I think we're kind of impressed with it.
I would characterize myself as, at times being naive, gullible, impressionable.
So despite that upbringing, are you finding yourself, you're in a different culture now, but you still want to be as successful as you can?
Yeah, so being in the jail, I'm by myself, especially in a city so far away. I don't know anybody, so I took this time to focus back in on myself and just get back to the basics, what I know, and without anybody being in my ear or influencing me, I cut out the noise, there's not many.
Sean, the noise gonna be there.
The same thing every day, so
it's like it's prison.
Programs, try to educate myself more, plan, stuff like that.
It's not a hotel.
Everybody asks themselves, or everybody asks God for things, what we want from what we want God to do for us. But a lot of the times we don't ask what God wants from us. And so I've asked God that question, what do you want from me? I'm asking all these things from you. What do you want from me? And he told me that he's calling me, like I feel like my calling, or what he told me, was to be there for the youth, serve the youth.
That's right. I told y'all.
Going down
That's right,
Not the
Sean.
way. The streets are not the way.
Even having everything, tips and privilege and church and grandmas, and still find yourself going down the wrong path.
I agree with Sean on that. Sorry, I got to.
And you feel that that's your calling.
Yes, I went.
He, I think he'll be a good. He can help the kids. That's not the good way to take. He made mistakes.
What was?
What you were
Oh,
describing.
yes, yes.
Um,
I would like to. I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. All right, members of the jury, I'm going to have you step in just 2 minutes quick.
I think Sean did a good job, y'all. I think that it, like I always preach, experiences help people, help others. What you done been through, help others. So what Sean been through and what he about to go through, he feel that he can teach, he can help other kids. So this would help him get into the jail that he tries to get in. I think he'd be good. I think he will. I give. He can. Yeah, I give to you, Sean. You're a madness student, boy. How in the world you get hooked up with the Julio Foolio 1200 plus ATK game? But I like this because it's tell the people that you don't have to always come from a bad family and not have this and not have that to go through what that you don't have to be like he has a good family and the family taught him well. He had everything that he's supposed to have there, and he turned backwards. So it doesn't matter, rich, poor, or old, rich, poor, or whatever. She got on her little blue pants. I see you, girl, with your blue, black and blue on. Sean, you did real good. I'm gonna have to give it to you. Even though you're a criminal, I'm not. I have nothing against that, cause those was your decisions and your choices. But I think you can really help motivate other young kids, along with somebody else on the side of you to still teach you, because you don't know everything. You just went through some. Rashad, what you talking about over there? You older than him. They trying not to get that out of death penalty because you don't know which way. Uh, Look at his sister back there. He looks just like his sister. I wonder where his mama at. That's over his mom. Who was the dark skin? I'm confused about. If that's supposed to be Sean's mother came to the stage, I saw the father. So it's the mother. I don't want to see it. Let me hush. Let me hush. Hush, Lanita. Hush, Lanita. Hush, Lanita. I'm just confused him because I thought that was the mama went to the stand and the dad was black and the mom was black. Why the children white? Mixed. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking that That's not the real daddy. That's not the real mama. What's going
Later
on?
today, I'm going to go over to confirm the statutory
Allegedly.
mitigators that each defendant is asking for. With regards to the non-statutory and preparing the jury instructions, it would be helpful if you just emailed me a Word document that listed your requested non-statutory mitigators. That way, I can easily plug it into jury instructions. Yeah, that's all.
Look at David Young reading a book and laugh. Look at David Young. David Young needs some help. That's my boy though. He one of my favorites. Look at him reading the book and laughing. What's funny, David Young? I like David Young, y'all. He needs Jesus. I like him though. Yeah, like y'all better defend my boy. Wearing that suit like a deacon. He like his attorney, y'all.
Well, the Tracy Regional Council are going to handle some of the penalty for the civilian witnesses.
Just make sure they identify themselves for the record.
You know better, David Young. You got all you the leader, David Young. You got everybody name on your body. Come be my boyfriend. I don't want to look at no man names all over you like that. Mm-mm. What? Why you laughing? You laughing at you? They trying to get you the death penalty? I'm always care. I used to say I didn't care when I was young, but I did care. That Dave Young. Look at Dave Young looking at look at him looking at the women. He a mess. Need to be focused. What is she got on? Girl, shut up, honey. With your blue skirt on. Ooh, Lord. And what kind of shoes she had on? Oh, it's you with the blue skirt on. Ooh, y'all can wear anything. Back in the days, you had to be. Ooh, Lord, let me shut up. Rashad, can you get a haircut? Cause you might well forget about them dreads. Just go on to cut your hair off, okay? Where the shoulders at, boy? Do some push-ups. Ooh, wee. Come on, baby. Got to do some push-ups, Rashad. That's enough now of looking like a dream boy. Why you looking dreamy? I'm not feeling this today. I don't care what these people do. I just need me a fix.
Wade is still on. She's coming up first. Okay. And then is your only Zoom witness Miss Wade? Yes, I see someone that says Isaiah's. Yep. I hope so.
All right, this Isaiah next, y'all. Judge, you've been doing a lot of smiling. Alicia will be back for her
I'm not
sentencing.
worried about that. I have other concerns, but
She being cute today. She been cute since she been around all these men. Rashad ain't worried about nothing. Shoot, he young. What's she telling Rashad? Let's look, yeah. Rashad. They told you about a little serious boy out there. It was this your death. Now he's laughing. He like that attorney. She communicating good with him. He the leader. I wonder how did a magnet student end up with in this situation. You see how easy it easy to get into some. And he older than all of him down cotton picking
Back
care.
in the courtroom.
He don't care. He feel like he feeling good. Look at him.
So let's go ahead and bring in our jury.
Rashad, you be doing something before you come to court. Rashad said, I don't care what they do, cause we ain't getting out of here. He ain't even standing up. He don't care. His girlfriend incarcerated. Lord, how you and your girlfriend gonna be incarcerated? Good Jesus. Ugh, Lord, everybody want to be in the game. Mm-mm-mm. Game ain't for everybody.
Okay, very good. Welcome back, members of the jury. Everybody. Okay, very good. All right, so Mr. Petrides, as to defendant Isaiah Chance, do you wish to call the witness at this time? Oh, that's right, you did. So go ahead and give your opening. Thank you for reminding me.
Turn the mic up.
To look at Isaiah Chance, his whole life, not just in the man he was and is still becoming. Florida law and U.S. Constitution permit, never require imposition of the death penalty. The law strongly favors life. Strongly favors life because our society has always placed a high value on life. It strongly favors life because despite the fact that if you find the aggravators outweigh the mitigators, if your conscience tells you you do not want to seek the death penalty, you do not have to vote for it. Law strongly favors life because it permits the jury to show mercy. The state has stated they're going to look two aggravators for Mr. Chance. He was in a criminal gang, and that the murder was committed in a cold, calculated, premeditated fashion. You have already found that Mr. Chance was a criminal gang. And the state has indicated correctly there is a difference between premeditated and cold, calculated, premeditated. We're not going to, in our
What is he doing?
presentation of the evidence, argue about the difference. I trust you will make
I thought he already did this.
here because we believe it when you see the complete view of Isaiah Chance as a person, that those mitigators will outweigh the aggravators. Here are some of the mitigating circumstances we're going to present. The lack of any significant history, criminal history of Mr. Chance, is the fact that he was not an actual shooter offense, his age at the time of the crime, he was 21.
One.
Our expert, Dr. Tracy Harding, on this, the fact that he was borderline intellectually disabled, or is borderline intellectually disabled, other developmental, he's a good father, he's a good son. All the witnesses from his upbringing, relationship with his friends and family before and during his incarceration. Isaiah Chance grew up in Jacksonville. He was not raised in chaos. His parents were divorced, but they both stayed in his life. We're going to hear about Godmother, who was with him before he took his first step. She was there when he was in his his mother pregnant with him. He was surrounded by people who loved him. He loved them back. You're going to hear from Nashawn Nix. He served as a father figure from Isaiah from when he was around 7. He'll tell you he loved Isaiah like a son, and he still does. He'll tell you that when he had structure, he had discipline, he moved in the right direction every time. Miss Wade, a family friend, will tell you he was curious, quiet, deeply interested in building a future. Isaiah was born premature. All of his mother Victoria's children came early, and he was no exception. And as he grew, it became clear something's harder for him. He struggled in school, not because he didn't try, but because his brain processed the world differently. School had concerns. He needed more help than other students did. You'll hear this from Dr. Tracy Hardick. His IQ was recently tested. He was 71. This places some chance in the range that clinicians call borderline intellectual function. This is not an excuse. This is a fact. It's a fact you are entitled to weigh. Everyone who knows Isaiah will describe him the same way. Curious, quiet, gentle. A kid who wanted to be liked. A kid who wanted to fit in. A kid who, when he had structure and guidance, he could thrive. Didn't he struggled. He was not a person barreling towards this moment his whole life. He was not a burden to the people around him in his presence. He went to his little sister's track meets, helped her train because he wanted to be around her. He attended church. He sat with Mr. Nix, talked about purpose and faith. Made people laugh. He had what some people consider a dry, quiet sense of humor. He was funny. He was warm. He helped around the house. He helped other people. He reached out to other people for advice. These are not the acts of a person without value. The state will stand before you and argue that Mr. Chance should die for what happened in this case. They will focus on the offense, and that is their right to do so. We're asking you to focus on Isaiah's life. You're going to hear from family members and friends who will tell you about his life. You're going to hear, we ask you to consider that a person can do something unforgivable and still not be beyond the reach of mercy. The law in its wisdom created this face precisely for that reason. Isaiah Chance is not the worst thing he has ever done. And by the end of those witnesses, we hope you will know Isaiah Chance. And I will talk to you again at the end of this case, and I will ask you to choose life. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Mr. Petrides, who's going to be your first witness?
I'll get Sean Nix.
Okay. Shaw Nix.
Go girl with your little blonde hair. I see your little red hair. Yeah, lighter than mine. Okay, now I think mine's a little lighter than yours. Go girl. Now who is this? Okay. All right, bro, come on. What's it?
Very good.
I see your shoes. Go. Okay. Father figure. To Rashad, Isaiah.
And counsel, if you could just please introduce yourself to the jury real quick before we get going.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning, everyone. My name is Etany Moten, and I am part of Mr. Chance's defense team.
Thank you. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning. Can you please state your name and spell it for the court reporter?
Dr. Sean Nix, Nahsho.
Okay.
Nix, Nicks.
And Dr. Nix, where do you live?
Jacksonville, Florida.
What do you do for a living?
I work with at-risk youth through my after-school summer program. That's a nonprofit geared towards building leadership and character through mentoring and martial arts.
And were you ever involved in politics?
Yes. I ran for public office with a grassroots campaign.
And how long ago was that?
3 years. 3 years ago.
How do you know Mr. Isaiah Chance?
I met him roughly when he was 6 years old.
6.
Him and his mother and I have a child together.
What?
We were involved for roughly around 7 years. impressions upon him and his siblings.
Okay.
How would you describe the role you played in his life?
I do not claim to be his father, but I hope to be a father figure.
Okay.
And how long were you actively in his life in that role?
I would say roughly around 7 years.
Do you love him?
I do love him. I loved him then, and I love him now.
Does he know that?
You better know it.
Can you describe Isaiah Chance to the jury, just as a person, as a kid? What was he like?
Isaiah, growing up amongst a predominantly female household, him and I would have times to kind of work with him pertaining to academics. I introduced him to some martial arts. At that time, I was still competing and fighting in the cage. But I mean, as a kid, I mean, he was a typical young boy. I will say that Isaiah had some learning challenges, speech impediments. He stuttered. So if you listen to him talk, you had to lean in.
Hold on, guys.
With my grandmother's mother, uh, uh, my family, my
He enjoyed family activity.
yes, yes. I would say he enjoyed family.
Did he have a sense of humor?
Yes, he did have a sense of humor. Uh, and like I said, I mean, he could was at the table when uh, I will say that he was also raised in
Everybody raised in the church.
like just like every Sunday.
Alcohol use during the years that you knew them?
No, I did not.
Yeah,
Did he
gonna
ever
get
show
to see it.
any interest in
Ten or 11. We were riding in the car together. He was to be like
Okay. As
maybe
is.
bullying?
As with any child, if there was a disciplinary action per se, I did not have a problem with chastisement. I believe the Bible says, "Spare the rod, spoil the child."
But I ain't beat my children.
But not same,
I,
you know,
I
it's
whoop them,
always
but not
about
like that.
physical
Beat them.
harm as far as a con, you know, that
Why you hitting?
When you knew that did the school that he was in ever raised concerns about his learning abilities?
I believe one time they mentioned something about
Excuse me, guys. If y'all want to catch the full recap, just come over here and watch it, and I'll just kind of like delete some of this messy stuff that String left for y'all. Okay, y'all. We're gonna continue where we left out at. Okay, I apologize. We got Isaiah. Uh, father figure testifying.
You guys can have a seat. We're just waiting to get Reggie to get the jurors lined up. He'll let us know when they're walking in. Did you, Miss Dover, considered yourself a father figure to Isaiah Chance? Isn't that true, sir?
Yes.
And during that 7 years that you were with his mother, you were a parental figure to his strong interest in him and his development. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you have already mentioned challenges, I think was your words.
Yes.
And sir, you believe that he may have had some hyperactivity when you were with him while he was growing up?
I would like to repeat what I said then now, prove the hyperactivity, but based on my interactions, yes.
Right. You told me that he didn't have a diagnosis, but based on your own observations, when you observed of him, you expressed your own concern. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you've already testified at some point that you and his mother were left with a choice of medicating him to get him assisted or paid tutoring through the school, or not giving him medication, and you yourself taught him. Is that correct? You became his tutor.
Working with, yes, ma'am.
And you said when.
Yes.
So he was very intelligent. You just had to work with him in a structured environment. Is that true, sir?
Yeah, with accountability. Yes.
And you were there for him. You provided him with that support when you were in his life.
Yes.
Relationship with him as a father figure during that time period.
Yes. I agree.
Took a step back based on what his father requested you to do. And you've told us about this one time where he contacted you and he wanted to
Correct.
and he seemed very excited about that.
Yes.
And you were, again, supportive with him during that time period for him, sir.
I was very supportive for him. Yes.
You would provide him with advice if asked about?
I provided him with the letter of recommendation, which is documented.
And so you continued to support him even though you were no longer as active in his life. Is that correct, sir?
In the areas that I could be supportive.
And when you were in his life, you took him on trips?
Yes.
Went to church with him?
He went to church with me, yes.
Introduced him to your family?
Yes.
I have nothing further, Your Honor. Okay. Yes. And sir, just going back again with the amount of time that you said that you would pick him up from school, is that correct?
Correct.
You spent a lot of time talking to him during those rides with him?
Yes.
He would tell you about his day?
I would probe all of this to see how the day went. Instead of getting one-word answers, yes.
Like a good father would, isn't that true, sir? His daily life, that is something that you did on a daily basis with him. Isn't that true, sir?
Yes.
And he would share those details with you. Isn't that true, sir?
Yes.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay, redirect. Okay, may this witness be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Dr. Nix. Best of luck to you, okay?
Good.
You want to get to before we break for lunch? Sure. All right, and the next witnesses? Okay, Elizabeth Jordan. Good morning. Hello. Cease.
Can you cease for the record, Your Honor, on behalf of Mr. Chance?
Okay.
Your Honor, Ms. Jordan's requesting that she not appear on video if that is
Yes,
appropriate.
I asked the media not.
Mm.
All right, you may proceed, Ms. Cease.
Good morning, Ms. Jordan.
Working your ambition.
Yes, you state your full name to the jury and spell your first and last name, please.
My name is Elizabeth Jordan, Elizabeth. My last name is Jordan, Jordan.
Ms. Jordan, how are you related to Isaiah Chance?
I am Isaiah's Nana, his grandmother.
And Victoria Gray
Is
is
my
mother, and Isaiah Chance. And
Grandmama with the kids.
where do you live, ma'am?
I live in Jacksonville, Florida.
Entire life.
Yes.
What was your relationship like with your grandson? Can you describe it to the jury?
I am Nana.
My husband is no longer with us. He's Papa. So we've been in his life since he was a baby. Sweet child.
Describe what he was like as a little boy.
Quiet. Calm. Sweet. Never gave us an ounce of trouble. He was with us quite well, quite much, to our house as younger and as older. We've never had a problem. Discipline part, we never had to raise a belt. We just could say something stern.
Was he compliant for you and for your husband, his grandfather?
Yes.
Okay. Were you a hands-on grandmother where you would cuddle and put him on your lap?
If he had a chance, he'd come sit in my lap now. All his life, I've done
Now
it.
we laughing, Isaiah.
They had the opportunity to sit in.
When he was a little boy, did he have any problems in school, learning disabilities that you observed?
Yes, it was. I still did talk for a couple of years, maybe to about 4 or 5. So we knew that there were some speech impediment problems.
So he wasn't verbal for the first few years of his life, all the way up to age 4?
About 4.
Okay.
Between 3 to 5, that area, yes.
Okay. Much later than your other grandchildren developed.
Yeah.
All right. And did he have a speech impediment?
Yes.
Describe what it was to the jury. What did he suffer from?
He would want to express himself, and he would stutter a lot. And you just had to be patient and sit with him, and then let him say what he needed to say at the time.
Do you think himself and communicate with others?
Yes, sometimes he had. Yes.
Did it affect his abilities in school to learn and to excel like the other children?
He had some problems of learning, and we got his speech therapy and tutors as.
Do you recall what age he received speech therapy?
From the age, if I'm not mistaken, between 3 to 4 and up to a certain age, yes.
And was that helpful to him?
Yeah, because he turned around one day and said, "Now."
Okay. What sort of student was he in school?
Discipline, quiet, calm.
Did you and your husband ever get involved in school activities like PTA and things such as that?
We didn't do all PTA meetings, but we attend certain curriculum that they do.
Did you ever observe him as a child having a temper or being mean to the other grandchildren?
Brush it off.
Did you take your grandchildren, including Isaiah, to church?
Oh yeah, he was raised in church.
Okay. And are you a minister of sorts?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And so it would be the norm in your household if the grandchildren were there, the grandchildren went to church on Sunday.
They didn't miss when they were with me.
Okay. And did he go willingly and participate in church?
Yes, he was a part of the children's ministry. He did well.
Did he do that all the way up through adulthood?
As long as he was with me, he went. You can't live in my house and not go to church.
Would you also take Isaiah and other grandchildren on vacations, family vacations?
Yes, we did a lot of family vacation. As I stated, when we did Walt Disney World, Busch Garden, Six Flags, Texas, every summer we would take them, all the grandkids, all for about 3 weeks, and spend that time with them.
And would he participate with the other kids and with yourself and with his grandfather?
Yes, he did.
Now, tell me about your husband. Did there come a time that your husband became ill? was that?
In 2020.
Everyone keeps asking me how I do my podcast alone.
It's a lot of grandmothers taking care of their grandkids. Sad.
Originally, his diagnosis.
He was diagnosed with kidney failure.
Okay. Is that something that when you first got the diagnosis, did you share that with your family?
No.
You kept it a secret
Yes,
between yourself and your husband?
yes. Initially, he did the dialysis at Mayo Clinic, and he wanted me to do it at home. He wanted to make sure I'm good. So I went to school for it, learned it within 6 months, and started doing it, administrating dialysis from the house.
Did there come a family, including Isaiah?
Yes.
When was that?
It was in 21.
Okay.
When my husband felt like he needed to, that he was dealing with this, and he actually died in 2022. And I was in some sense by myself, and the Lord told me not to pull the cord. And I called my girls and said, their dad is gone. And they said, Mom, I said, no, within 7 days, my husband woke up. His right mind, his right spirit. And I began to tell Isel and the kids, and they just bubbled at that time. But my husband told me, the Lord sent him back to make sure that his children were okay.
He was worried about his grandson.
About his children.
In particular.
So he lived 1 year from the date that he woke up.
And once Isaiah learned of his grandfather's illness, was he helpful to you and to his grandfather?
Yeah, my husband called him and said, I want to go to Atlanta for treatment. I need you to come. I need you to come with me and Grandma, with Nana, drive the truck, help us move there. I was reluctant from going, but he had already set up temporary housing. My husband did it all. And Isel didn't give a negative. He said, I'm going, Papa. So you ready?
How many grandchildren do you have?
Oh, my God. A total of 24.
Husband wanted Isaiah there.
Okay, he helped name Isel.
Yeah.
24 grandkids. Awesome.
Nana,
And what did he call his grandfather?
Papa.
Papa. Did he drop everything and go with you?
The next day, he got in the truck and he said, Pop, yeah, I drive. And my husband friend drove the U-Haul, and Isel drove the truck, and I drove the other car, and we proceeded to go to Georgia.
And how old would he have been then when Isaiah did that? He was still a teenager.
Absolutely.
Okay. So he dropped everything. He went with Nana up to Atlanta. What sort of care did he assist in with your husband? Did he have to aid you?
Oh, yeah, he helped.
What did he do?
When Papa couldn't get up, he helped. He would help pick him up, put him in a chair, because everything has to be sterilized. You can't have anything in that area that has been tampered or tinkered with. So Isel was a protocol of helping me get everything administrative so that I can give him the dialysis.
Was his pop-up a big man?
Oh, 270.
They love their grandmoms now.
About 110.
Okay. And was move him from chair to chair?
I did at first, but you know, as you get older, your strength get a little bit. So Sean, I believe he looked at saying that I needed help. And we could have got it from the other kids, but he didn't want to burden them. He wanted this.
He wanted Isaiah. Okay. And did Isaiah ever turn him down? Did he ever complain about providing the care for his grandfather, providing care for you, for stopping his life to go to Atlanta with you?
No, he wanted to tell me his dreams, and he said he wanted to talk over Papa an opportunity for him to spend the time going back and forth with us to say what he wanted to do.
Going through that experience in Atlanta, did it draw you closer to Isaiah?
I've always been close to my grandchildren. They know that. So it wasn't a specific time. It was just obedience on that part.
And sadly, there came a time that the illness progressed with your husband and he passed. When was that?
It didn't progress. Certain things happened.
Okay.
And he transitioned in 2023.
Okay. Tell me about the funeral and how your grandson stepped up at the funeral.
With that in mind, we're a close-knit family, and there are 4 original sons, and then there are multiple grandsons. So the older sons and grandsons decided to represent their papa by wearing these black uniforms with red writing in the back.
So they had shirts made that tribute to their grandfather.
Yeah, black pants with black shirts, and then the red white, and they indicated the servants as unity and oneness in 2023.
And it is pallbearers for their grandfather.
They put him in the church. They took him from the church, put him back in the carriage.
In all the years that you have known Isaiah, have you ever known him to be violent with anyone?
Not at all.
Yeah.
Have you continued your relationship with him since he's been in jail?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna give him that word. Psalms 91 all night. He will be your refuge and your fortress in the time of trouble.
Does he accept your scripture when you give that to him on
I
the
give
jail
it to
phone?
him when he talks to him, and whatever he needs, if he needs money on his books, I am there. I'll put it on his books.
What's the one thing you want this jury to remember about Isaiah?
Isaiah was
Relationship.
Isaiah came from IT. It's not a chance. His name is Isaiah because we get another chance to get things right. So I don't think things just happen. I think that things are allowed because God is trying to wake up his people. So with that, Isaiah has always been a humble, sweet, kind child raising up. I can't say anything horrible because he's never been nothing but that.
Is he a good grandson to you and to your husband?
Oh yes, he's respectful even now. Anna,
Love
I
his
love
manner.
but I want to just say something to Mama right now. I said, okay, he's never been disrespectful.
Look at them there.
If I could have a moment, Your Honor.
Yes,
They love their manners now. They gonna know one thing about them gangsters. They gonna take care of their grandmamas and their manners.
Okay, cross. Just briefly, Your Honor. Ms. Jordan, it sounds like you had a wonderful relationship with your grandson. Is that correct?
with all my grandchildren, that is correct.
And specifically with Isaiah Chance, your grandson, you and your husband, while he was alive, had a strong, loving relationship. Is that true, ma'am?
Yes, with all of them.
With all of them.
Yes.
And you had wonderful family trips during the summer.
We all did, yes.
And you would do that
every summer with all your grandchildren, including Isaiah Chance.
That is correct.
And I know that you have told us about some of therapy.
That is correct.
And you said after he got speech therapy, he did develop. Is that correct? He was able to speak and he didn't have any issues after that.
He still studied some. He still stutters and still spoke calm, and he will hesitate before he finishes sentences.
And throughout school, if he needed any sort of support or issues, you would see to it that he got that. Is that correct? That he would get tutors?
Well, all of us did. This was not just one man team with Nana and Papa. This was a collective force.
He had a village.
He had a village.
He had a village.
That is correct.
And I didn't mean to interrupt you, ma'am. He had a lot of people in his corner trying to support him and give him whatever he needed growing up. Is that true, ma'am?
To some certain extent, as much as we can do. We're not living in the same household, but when he was with us, he did.
And in fact, I thought you said you had described him when he was going through some of that learning, that you said he could be very disciplined, quiet, and calm. Is that what you said?
That is correct.
Yes. And so when he put in the effort, certainly he was able to progress.
Around me, I've never had a problem. He was always quiet, always calm, and always disciplined.
And always respectful.
Always respectful. And that's all of them. It's just the way we raised him.
And you said that he was raised in the church, is that correct?
He was in the church by me, by his parents, his mother, and Pastor Deshaun. Dr. Deshaun spoke also because he was a part of his life by that time.
And certainly at the very heart of church, he knew and was taught right from wrong. Isn't that true, ma'am?
Well, the scripture says we all do. He without sin cast the first stone. So we all know what's right and wrong. But do we make those decisions all the time? No.
But he was raised to know right from wrong. Isn't that true, ma'am?
He was raised to know what the Ten Commandments says and what to do. That's correct.
Thank you. I've nothing further. Okay, redirect. Okay, thank you, ma'am. You're free to go.
They know you know right from wrong.
Okay.
Isaiah.
You want to go ahead and do the Zoom witnesses? Okay. I know they've been waiting a while, so. All right, who's going to be up first? Okay, thank you for doing that for me. And so who you're going to call first?
Oh, I did. If Judge would like his identity.
Okay, the next witness also does not want their identity broadcast, okay? All right.
Sorry.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Podium's not connected.
Oh, sorry. Right. Hi, Ms. Ray, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
Okay, very good. All right, raise your right hand. The clerk is going to swear you in.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, you may proceed, Mr. Petrinus.
Thank you, ma'am. Can you state your name for the jury?
Isaiah Chance.
You are Isaiah Chance Jr.'s father, correct?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell the jury a little bit about yourself? What do you do for work?
I'm a building engineer. I work on different buildings. And we generators, fire pumps, just the whole outlet of the building.
How did you get into that line of work?
I started off with remodeling houses when I got out of the military, and just went from learning different aspects of remodeling houses, construction period. Went from there to doing hotels.
What branch of the military?
The Marine Corps.
How long did you serve?
I served about 3.5 years.
Let's talk about your son. Were you present in Isaiah's life when he was growing up?
Yes, sir.
Can you describe your relationship with your son?
relationship. We was always, checking in on each other, close with each other. Everybody described me and my son, personality has been and likes, we had like one good relationship.
Did Isaiah call you frequently?
Yes, sir. He always called, checking in on his problems.
And how did you end every phone call with Isaiah, or how do you end every phone call with you?
Well, when every time Isaiah hangs up the phone, it's the only thing that made me happy. It's like he always said, I love you, no matter what.
When he was growing up, did you spend hands-on time with him, not just watching him from a distance, but working with him, helping him with things?
Yes, sir. Like I said, I was just remodeling houses, fixing up houses, doing rehab, full rehab. So some of the houses that I used to get, I bring them on with me. We'll work beside each other. I teach them how to do certain things, because I have learned myself.
So you feel like you were teaching him a trade?
Yeah, most definitely.
And how would you describe Isaiah as a person, his character?
My son, he was very, he was very quiet.
This almost feels illegal.
Quiet as it as yeah. You cool, baby.
He's a protective, he's protective, yet very kind and generous. He always tries to comfort people, you know what I'm saying? People get upset, so I like to get that. Like I said, very quiet and just full of love on the inside.
Did you raise him in church or in faith?
When he first started off going to church, he was going to church with his mom. They were doing their thing there. And, when they grew up and he was actually, coming around here a little bit more, I would introduce him into like Islam or whatnot, take him to the mosque, let him, see a different, different aspect of religion.
I want to talk about his time in school. Did you notice anything regarding his time in school? The way he learned, the way he had issues possibly in school?
I think that was one of his childhood hardships with, that work was a little bit frustrating for him. He used to be, a little bit, slow. Sometimes I, let him know that, hey man, even your daddy's slow with some of this stuff that he might be trying to learn, like niggas don't study.
So you told him a little bit like father, like son?
Right, definitely.
What did you do with him to help him during this time?
I always stayed close, brain with his education, with him, how he think, you know what I'm saying? Like, just making sure that, he's on point with, learning things, whatever, type of, it can be whatever subject, just making sure that I was there to help.
Before this incident, did you know Isaiah to ever be in trouble with the law?
No, sir.
Is there anything else you'd like this jury to know about Isaiah before we're done here?
Just the regular, that's my baby, I love him, that's my son, that's my first son. I believe that he still has value, and I believe we can save this.
Thank you, Mr. Chance.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? No questions, Judge. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Chance. Your testimony is now concluded, so you can log off from Zoom.
All right, thank you.
hasn't. She's been waiting a while, so. Hello, Miss Wade. Hi. Okay, very good. Yeah, sorry, it's been a long wait. I apologize for that this morning, but we're ready to get going. So if you would please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Miss Wade. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Please state your name for the jury.
Naina Wade.
Just tell us what city do you live in and what do you do?
I live in Jacksonville, Florida, and I'm a hotel manager in Florida.
How do you know Isaiah Chance?
I know Isaiah. I came to know Isaiah through a brief relationship with his father, and after the relationship that ended, I remained in close contact with Isaiah, his siblings, his mother, the family, all our family and friends.
Do you know approximately when that relationship began with his father?
2018.
You remained at least somewhat close to Isaiah Chance ever since?
Yes.
What would you describe your relationship as with Mr. Chance?
I would say I look at him as another son, but my role in this is more so like a mentor for sure.
How did that work? What did that look like?
So Isaiah and his siblings would come over with me to my house for weekends. I visit with the family quite often at their home. If there were any birthday parties, age-related or with close to age with Isaiah or his siblings, that I would take them along with me. We did lots of things together. We taught his older sister how to drive together. Lots of family outings, extracurricular activities.
What's your dog?
Yes. So a number of occasions I asked Isaiah to babysit or dog sit for me or house sit, even like travel for work. He was really responsible, so I felt comfortable with those responsibilities.
So he would stay in your home alone at that time?
Yes. For maybe like a weekend.
Can you trusted him to do that?
Yes.
Did you ever have any issues during those times?
No, I never had an issue with Isaiah, and no behavioral issues. Never even seen him get upset. But yes, I felt very comfortable with him taking care of my home while I was away.
And how would you describe Isaiah as a person?
He's very reserved, sort of on the quiet side, but also insightful, I would say.
Quiet could mean different things to different people. What do you mean by that regarding Isaiah?
Quiet in terms of not really attention seeking, very observant. So once he warmed up to a situation though, it was in an environment, he all about it. I was surprised for a young teenager to be so willing to kind of jump out into new experiences the way that he was. He wasn't very shy.
Did he ever tell you about plans for his future?
Yes, we talked a lot about what he would want to do, after he became an adult. I came into his life when he was around 16 at the time, so those conversations became a little more serious over time. He mentioned, we actually talked a lot about the different types of careers available because he wasn't really sure, what he was good at just yet. But he landed, he had a big interest on becoming a merchant.
Can you tell you more? I'm sorry, go ahead.
That was one of the careers that he took the additional steps to pursue. He started to obtain some documentation that were necessary. Myself and his mother were discussing with him where he should go to school, those sorts of things.
You know why he wanted that field?
But it had some purpose to it. He also wanted to travel. He hadn't been outside of Jackson
Look at him smiling.
asking me, how to cut his fingernails. So he actually, he was pretty much his child's main caretaker while the child's mother was working. So I was very impressed with how he kind of stepped into that role. We were all really excited that he could make a career and help support his family.
Do you plan to stay in contact with Isaiah while he's in prison?
Absolutely. 100%. I totally agree.
Awesome. Awesome. Support them back. That was Isaiah's stepmom. Oh, this is so long, but this is the recap, y'all. I'm just let's finish it on now. We don't have that far to go, y'all. We don't have that far to go. Okay.
Very good. Cross? No, no questions, Judge. Okay. Thank you for the wait, and you can log off the surface. We will take our.
What I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take a recess too. I'm gonna come back on, but I need to fry me something to eat, y'all. I'm hungry, and I need a break too. I'm gonna tell y'all what I have so far. Okay. Uh, show y'all what I got so far. The main thing is goals, setting goals, consequences and choices, uh, but being in your kids' life all the way through. Uh, just because they 18 and 19, we don't have to show that don't mean that they don't need to be show love. They need to be show love. Uh, I know I'm talking to the young people, y'all. I really want to put this out there for the young people to let them know that you are still loved and you don't have to choose the streets and the gang community to justify love just because you hear a lot of parents like you got to go, you can't lay around here, but y'all got to understand that that's not teaching you nothing if they let you lay around the house. Let me go back and look at my notes. Hold on for a second. um, I like I like to take notes on these kids because I like to get into their minds, y'all. Let me make sure y'all can see this. Hold on for a minute. and they brought tears to my eyes. Um, let's go here. Hold on, y'all. Let's go to. I don't know why y'all can't see. On my phone, I'm looking at my Android phone, and what I'm gonna do is upload it and re-upload it and delete it, and so y'all can see what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna go back to my notes. When it come down to the when I come down, it's about business to me. When it come down to these kids, uh, I take them very seriously. I'm gonna go back and look at the notes that I have right here. I'm gonna pull up my first note. Um, when I first came on, I said, "Welcome, welcome everyone. Uh, I welcome you all uh, to the presentation because it's about business to me and about love and to not lose in contact with younger guys that I work with. And these young Sean and Isaiah remind me of the young men that the young boys, the young men, I ain't gonna call them boys, young men that I work with. Uh, I want to get to the first. Let's see. Let me go here. Hold on, y'all. What I'm gonna do? I don't know what's wrong with. I've been having a lot of problem with StreamYard connecting to YouTube. I don't see why, and I'm a small channel. I don't see why is it happening that way. I don't. Um, I think they need to step their game up and stop playing with me because I ain't going nowhere, and I'm gonna help these young people because I want to see young men and I want to see boys and girls get the same opportunity that a lot of us didn't get. Let me say, let's see. Y'all, I try to look at y'all comments and stuff. Even on YouTube, I can't even let y'all. I can't even see y'all comments. I can't see nothing. But I want to say this. Let me look at my chat. Let me go ahead and do it this way. Um, I don't know what going on with YouTube. I don't know what you and StreamYard is doing. And why y'all gonna mess with the big channel? My channel little. Goodness Jesus. Okay. Um um First witness that we had was Sean's stepfather. Sean's stepfather, you don't usually find stepfather stepping up to the table. And let me put them, hold on, y'all. Let me put them. Put a little music on here. You don't find too many stepfathers stepping up to the table, and trying to speak on the step kids. And that's the second stepfather that I don't see that came up to the table. Because a lot of fathers are locked up, and that's not good, fathers. We need father. Y'all need to be in y'all kids' life. So uh, responsibility of choosing the right fathers for our kids and not just having babies just because we love that man. It ain't got nothing to do with that. But anywho, uh Brian Harrison was the first witness that was Sean's stepfather, and the stepfather spoke positively on Sean. So I don't see why Sean took the direction that he taken. I can't only God can answer that. his stepfather, a couple things that the stepfather said about Sean was that this kid enjoyed. I said to myself when the stepfather was speaking, what I said positively about Sean, I didn't judge neither one of the boys negatively because they are young, y'all. God, don't y'all remember when y'all were 20, 19, and 20 years old? Goodness. 19 and 20 years old. Man, I was 18 years old, 19. I was being responsible about anything. But anywho, his stepfather spoke. He said that, and I said to myself that listen to the stepfather. I said, well, this kid enjoys the fame and the attention from loved ones. I believe he missed this kind of attention. Just because a kid is 18 years old, y'all, don't mean that we should stop giving our young men's attention just because they 18 years old, 19, because see, you bring other men into your life and say, oh, when I was 19, 18 year old, I did this and I did it. But those not y'all kids. These are different kids. Okay, so stepfather, that's what I said, fame and not game, sorry. And then I said the second witnesses was Sean Gathright grandmother. She took care of him when he was young and everything. He said he was a very good kid. And usually in cases that we cover, that's all you hear that the kid is a very good kid. You know, we hear that all the time. They do be very good kid around us, and then away from us, is something missing there. The second, like I said, that Sean didn't get along with his father. They mentioned that Sean didn't get along with his father, and usually I got confused with the father. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When they say Sean didn't get along with his father, it seemed like the father was Sean real dad, but I got confused with the mom. The mom wasn't who I thought it was. So I think that's the confusion why she didn't come. I don't know if she alive or what. She didn't come, but the mom did take the stand. And I can understand if the mom took the stand why the mom and dad was the culture they was in. I was confused about that. Weren't y'all confused? Okay. Anywho, hold on, y'all. Yeah, excuse me, I'm trying to help help with the grandkids out from school. Shout out to all my workers. Shout out to all the parents and the teachers and stuff trying to get the kids ready for school and all the workers and all the babysitters and all that kind of stuff. Back to what I was saying. Hold on, y'all. I got Sean them in that picture, y'all. They won't even on. I noticed on YouTube they not showing y'all the picture of Sean them in there. Let me say. Uh, saw the stepdad, saw the grandma, second witnesses. Sean, grandmother, Sean, grandmother. Sean didn't get along with his father. Sean father was physically abused. He was physically abused by his father, and that's what's confused me, y'all. Cause I don't want to get into it. The third witnesses was Sean's mother. See, the mother to me was married to a guy over in the army with what in the military with her to me, and it wasn't the man who I thought that was his father. I was confused. I was like they didn't make the two, but I ain't gonna get into that. So the mother expressed all the wonderful things about Sean, and they trial for a minute. For witnesses with Sean's sister, she spoke highly of her brother. Uh, Sean even took the stand, y'all. I was so proud of him. He took the stand, and they already convicted him. Okay, the only thing they was fighting for, people just don't understand. They was fighting for the death penalty. That's what we doing, y'all. They fighting for the death penalty, not get the death penalty. I doubt if they get it. But my question was in my head was, will he be a good role model to help youth inside of prison that went through what they went through? Because see, the only thing that stopped me was a little bit because Sean is a madness student. Sean knew what he was doing allegedly. All of them knew what they were allegedly doing. That's why they did it. He was smart. He was on the road and all that kind of stuff like that. But Sean cannot teach these kids nothing along the way, or just owning his mistakes, okay, and what he was engaged to. So he will be a good role model, telling them what got him where he is today, but not taking all the leadership and the control of the youth. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Okay. Consequences did anyone talk to the kid? I noticed that the parents, the loved ones came up to the state, but anyone talk to those kids about consequences? Okay, we know about the choices and the decisions that we make because we know what we're looking forward to, in our goals. But sometimes the goal don't go with you the way you think it's going to go with you. So did anyone tell the kids about the consequences? Them two, Isaiah and Sean, are youngest. These are the youngest two of the bunch that somebody chose fresh out of high school, put on a barbecue grill and cook them. While you got the Murphys, they older than them. It seemed like somebody sent them to work with them. You know what I mean? Because Isaiah and Sean knew each other. So who is that other person missing out that block? Out that puzzle. It's a puzzle piece missing. Yeah. I don't think it's the Murphys. The Murphys. I think that Sean and Isaiah was the good kids. Let's put the good kids in this because they always looking at the bad kids. Let's put the good kids in this. Maybe it won't be so harsh. That's the way I saw it, y'all. That's the way I saw it. Also, these are just my opinions, and my opinions not necessarily based on facts. There's a differences between discipline and abusing your kid, your child. I think that sometimes in these days and time that we are living in, that people do get disciplining your kids and abusing your kids mixed up. When you discipline your kids, you're trying to make them understand. Okay, when you abuse your kid, that's another thing that I don't understand. Okay, uh, it's doing something to the child, doing something, to the child that affect them negatively. Uh, Now, the third witnesses was, okay, I said Sean mother. Okay, let me keep on going. I did the sister. She talked about the good old time, and they put smile on Sean's face, and his sister was talking. It's not the two of them, and it was Sean and his sister. Okay, don't forget what I said. Sean and Isaiah were friends. Y'all gotta understand when you get 18, you turn 18, when you get bored, what you gonna do next? Okay. All right. One family may feel different than the other family. Okay, I'm saying. So I always teach your kids about the consequences. What's gonna happen if you just do this? And don't never stop talking to your kids, and regardless if you get on their nerves or whatever, still be that stand up parent. Okay, Isaiah grandma, she spoke. She spoke highly. Oh, yeah, he smiled. He smiled, y'all. It seemed like they missed that. They missed the attention. You know how we say, like, when you get 18, you got to get out of my house. I never told my kids they had to get out of my house at 18. I don't want my kids in no street. I ain't never told my kid when you turn 18, you got to go. No, 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 no. I told them, go on and whatever your plans are. If they finish school or doing this and that and that, get a job and whatever, go ahead on and build what you need to build here. So you can go out there. I'll never put my kids out in the street like that. No, 18 don't mean that they grown, y'all. Not in the world and time that we're living in. Stop putting your kids out in the street because your boyfriend said, oh, you gotta go, you're 18, you gotta go. No, they ain't gotta go nowhere. They 18, not in my house. So I guess that's the difference between your kid and my kid. That's why my kid's standing high now, doing good. Anyway, Isaiah had a mentor that spoke good and highly on him. Uh, and he noted that there was some things that anytime you got a mentor, I was a mentor to four. Whoa, wow. Three young men in high school. Oh, middle school. Oh my God, I always get stuck with the boys. Oh my goodness. I had so many in middle school. And middle school is where they're trying to find themselves. So I put them on the track team. The only way I can keep up with them. Even though if they couldn't run, I made an athlete out of them, and then I did good. And everybody want them. Y'all just sit in my children. But anywho, Isaiah had a mentor that spoke good about him, but he knew that Isaiah had some areas that he need to work on. That's why you got a mentor, because you got areas that you need to work on. Ain't nothing wrong with that. His dad and stepdad both spoke highly on him. Now, only thing that I noticed that Isaiah's father mentioned in the situation is that when he's incarcerated, okay? But the stepfather said that he was trying to discipline Isaiah, and the stepfather said, and the dad said he needs to step back. I don't want no stepfather touching my kids. I will not allow, and I didn't allow one man to put their hand on my kid. I was just like Isaiah dad, step away from it. You don't have to touch a kid to discipline a kid, y'all. Especially when they ain't your kid. Okay, now one thing I know about Sean, let me go back, let me back a little bit. Sean, I'm not gonna hold y'all that long. But Sean, dad said that Sean got upset about something that his little brother did. And he started yelling at Sean. Sean, dad got upset with Sean because Sean fussing at the little boy. But Sean got to remember that he did something wrong and that he did it. And he didn't reflect good on it because it happened to him. He didn't reflect, he did something to Julio Foolio. He took his life. He was anxious. He did what he's supposed to do because he wanted to be on top, which he don't even realize that he was already on top. Okay, he was already on top, but he didn't understand. He didn't have to do what ATK was doing. He could have went positively doing something to lead the young people and highly looking at him as a different person. You know what I mean? But all right, y'all. I want to say all 40 people that was watching, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And we do appreciate y'all, okay, for being here. All right. But young people, before I leave, I'm talking to my young bodies. It is so complicated to think about your decisions and your choices when you make them. Decisions and choices is what you're thinking about doing today, okay? If you're thinking about going up to the store and steal somebody's stuff, that's your choice. Those are your decisions, okay? That's the situation, okay? Now, you got to make a choice. Suppose I get caught. What are the consequences? Yes, I'm ready for the consequences. I ain't gonna go crying. That's what you need to ask yourself, okay? Think before you react. It's plenty of time when I had to think about. When I had my kids, that what made me thought. My thought process good. If I didn't have a kid, I know telling what I've been doing, where I would have been, or what I would have been here. Care, care about your health, care about your life, and that your experiences is your depth, depth, depth. Your depth. That means that your experiences tells a lot about you and the changes you should have made. Don't make the wrong decision, young people, when you get out of high school. I think about my boys on my track team so bad. Now, y'all, they about like, them boys should be like 21, 22 years old, 22, 23 years old. I've been worrying about them ever since I retired. I want to see, can I catch up with them? Because they was the troublemaker of the school that I accept on my team to keep them out of trouble. And then when they left me, they just went back. Wow, yeah, y'all. Went on, got locked up, went on, shot somebody. That was the kind of. That's why I'm trying to reach out to Lil Baby. They was crazy about Lil Baby. I ain't gonna make it be about this, and I ain't gonna make it be about that. I love y'all, young guys. You are welcome, baby. Listen, you got to listen. You can't be. I'm not gonna never stop and lay off of you. I'm gonna stay on you. Y'all got to listen to your parents. Listen. You can't get tired of hearing positive things. Positive thing is to help you grow. Negative things, get out of it. Snap out of it. Snap out of it. It's not a good thing. Because I noticed something. When y'all go get locked up, y'all always need your parents and sit in the courtroom with y'all. And they supposed to be at work. Or either they don't lost their job because they supposed to be at work. Y'all stop. Y'all always want to listen when the consequences is don't have nothing. When you don't lost all the respect, when you going to jail. Now you want to listen. That's late. I'm out. Listen to your parents if you got good parents. Stay around positive energy. Negative energy bring positive energy can bring negative energy to somebody can pull you in, okay? Negative energy can pull you in. But you got to be strong to push back if you don't want to deal with the consequences. So if you got to deal with the consequences because of your behavior and your decision, hey, that's your turn. Ain't nothing I can do about it. Ain't nothing your grandma can do about it. Your nana can do about it. Y'all can try to glamify. Now, you still the grandmother. When you go to court, you ain't no nana. You're the grandmother. When you go to court, you're the mother. Or either you're the father. Start glorifying all these nicknames and come down to the real name so these kids won't get confused who you are. I'm out.